I put my headset on. First, I'll come back eating. This one. Best they can do with that one, I guess. I'll get them taps and get them shares going. Get these taps, get these shares, likes. Got a few hours with y'all. Get off this back box. Oh, I'm upside down.
Hello?
Yeah. What's up, boy?
Hey, what's up, Laughing? How you doing, man?
Not much. Hold on, give me a second.
Well, I can
Hear
tell
me?
you. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Should easily triggered voices. Well, I consider myself to be easily triggered. I believe I'm allowed to have a voice as a trans woman.
Oh, of course you do. All right. Of course you're gonna believe you should have a voice. But when I come in from this angle, it's more of is the goal to become better? Is it or is it to bring understanding, or you just want to be heard?
Well, I see value in like what. Well, I see myself as right, obviously, but I can understand people wanting to be understood.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, with this angle, it's like if you want to, if the goal is to have a conversation, my baby, if the goal is to have a conversation, uh, it's no, I don't think you have a place to be. If you're easily triggered, it's no point. You can't really have a conversation if a person is easily triggered. So you probably need to be everywhere else, but maybe on a panel. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
So
my voice still matters. I mean, I just get easily
in
triggered
what
because of
way?
like what these men say.
Yeah. So that means you can't handle a conversation then. So why be on there?
No, no, no. I can handle a conversation. I just I can get some like really angry sometimes.
Hold up real quick. Hello. Let me switch you out. I'm gonna come right back up. I gotta get my baby her spot. Wow. Please
Peace
don't
and
get
love,
triggered off
brother.
that. What's up, Farrell? How you feeling? Fake Clocky, what's up?
What's up?
You already know.
Hold on, let me
Life
get
is
this
good
thing.
out here, brother.
Yes,
Life kind of good
sir.
out here. Ah, man,
Hey,
I had
hey,
to take a
hello.
break,
What's up, babe?
but throwing insults during conversation. What does that tell you? It tells you that person is not aligned. They're misaligned. Because if you are secure in yourself, if you have that self awareness, self love, and knowledge of self, no type of insult should hurt you because it's just words. And 9 times out of 10, what anyone has to say about you that's negative is more of a reflection of who they are as a person than who you are as a person. 9 times out of 10, it is them projecting their insecurities, their traumas, their inherent biases, or things they would do if they were in your shoes. And that's why they throw those type of insults out.
Okay. So I'm gonna get back to Hello World. I was trying to understand where Hello is coming from. So,
Okay.
Hello, you were saying that you believe you should have a voice, but my thing is that is it that you come here to look for like a coping mechanism or something like that?
Like in this live?
Just in general, you come to lives to, cause you say you just want to be heard. I guess that make you feel better or something like that, just to let it out. Is
Oh
that
yeah,
the
100%. Like I
yeah?
see guys like look at me the wrong ways on the side of the street when I walk down. I mean, it's just a nice way to like talk about my problems as a trans woman.
Oh, okay. So would you try to be accepted or something?
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
But
okay.
I feel
No,
the
in this world, trans or not, you just not gonna be accepted by everybody anyway. So I always tell people to get with the people that willing to accept you. You know what I'm saying? So you can't force nobody, no matter how much you cry on here, to accept you. You
excuse
just
me.
can't.
And you also need to move to the type of environment that would welcome you and accept you.
Yeah.
There are not there's parts of the United States that will welcome and accept you. There's parts that won't. Just like there's parts of all over the world that will accept you and welcome you. So if that's the case, you got to remove yourself from the environment that makes you feel this way because your environment is more important than any other aspect of your life, including your culture. Because if your environment is rejecting you, that's the issue. No, nothing else. It's not you. It's not your individuality. It's not your orientation. It is not who you choose to be. It is your environment. Put yourself in the environment where you are celebrated, not tolerated.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Charlottesville, and like it's really hard out here. I don't want to go anywhere because I mean,
Oh
this is
my
my home.
gosh. I know all about Charlottesville. I've been there.
What you think?
I I mean it's a beautiful city. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. But I would say I know change is the most difficult thing to do. It takes the most courage. But if you was courageous enough to live the lifestyle you're living, you should be courageous enough to relocate to an area where you will be more welcomed. Because I'm not gonna lie, the South, like Virginia and parts south of that, they're not going to be as welcoming as other areas of the United States. So I would just implore you to go somewhere where you will be in the type of environment that will feed your energy and make it a temple, not a tomb.
Or you gotta just go to places in the South where a lot of people like you are at. Like you can be in Virginia, but your best bet would probably be like Virginia Beach or something. You know, if um, you can go. I mean, it's starting to be more people like that are starting to pop more up and be it's starting to you do have certain people like that that you can align with and stuff, but you at the end of the day you got to find your people. And like, again, like I said, you can't expect everybody to be an acceptance of you because at the end of the day people are just not. I mean, me being a be okay with me, there's just some people who are going to want me, who are going to want to be around me, and they're just going to be some people who are not. Because if you are a ghetto, if you are a ghetto person, you got to find ghetto people. If you're a bougie person, you got to be amongst bougie people. If you're sophisticated, like it just you can't. I think a lot of times with the LGBT community, like they feel like they're just supposed to be everywhere, and that's just not the reality of the world.
Well, they gotta learn to accept me because I am not going anywhere.
Yeah, so that's your issue right there. They don't have to learn nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can only control where you go to. So that'd be the issue, y'all. Everybody trying to force somebody to like them, they're not gonna like you. And then what make you think you get pissed off gonna make them love you more? I just don't never know
Yeah,
when
that's
that
not going
tactic
to
work.
work.
Yeah, it's not gonna work though. So
Can I throw something in there real
Whatever.
quick?
what you got, Sean?
Well, she,
Damn.
oh, they gone.
We
Damn.
accept you. What's going
I
on?
was gonna give some words of encouragement. Well, I was gonna say, shit, you create your world everywhere you go. Fuck being accepted. I don't look to be accepted by no goddamn one. I create my own. I take my world with me every time I leave my goddamn house. So I'm not looking to be accepted. I'm in my own goddamn world, in my own lane, subscribing to my own rules, and I don't care to be accepted. I don't want nobody to accept me. I'm not asking you to fit into my world. Just leave me the fuck alone. I'm not looking. I'm not trying to go find my people. What the fuck they look like? Trying to go find some goddamn body, and that's looking for acceptance. I mean, it should start with you. So shit, I ain't looking for nothing outside of me that's gonna make me happy. Shit, hell no. Fuck that seeking your people. Hell no. I'm my own goddamn people. Fuck anything outside of
Well,
that.
I'm saying as a person, you're gonna have times where you're gonna want to hang out. You're gonna want to, be amongst other individuals. So you have to be, to a certain extent, yes, you have to be around people who accept you. You can't go out somewhere where it's, I don't know, red pill men and whatnot, heterosexual men, and think that you can just bring that over there. No, yes, you do need to find where's the LGBTQ bars at, nightclubs at, if that's what you into. Where are the places where, you know,
You'll be
even
accepted.
yeah, will you be accepted? So people tell me, "Oh, I don't need to be to a certain extent." Yes, you do need to be accepted because you can't just bring yourself amongst any and everybody. And I go to say I'd rather be respected than accepted, and even to a certain extent. I mean, people be like, "Oh, you're gonna respect me." No, people don't necessarily have to respect you, but
Yeah.
I mean, people can tolerate you.
Respect is earned, not given. And that's why I was talking about relocating, because I get what you're saying, Sean. Don't get me wrong, but you got to look at it to this standpoint. You're coming from a masculine frame. She's coming from a feminine frame. So she's not going to have that mindset of, oh, yeah, this is who I am. Nah, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my own lane. Because that is actually widely accepted throughout the nation. But the lifestyle she's living, that's not widely accepted around the nation. So what at the end of the day, she has to go where there's like-minded people, or else she's going to just continue putting herself in situations where she's going to get easily
That's
triggered.
that.
Now,
That's
honestly,
why I differ from, right. That's why I'm a little different when it comes to their respect part. 'Cause I hear people say that a lot, but I have a different preference on that. I don't believe respect is earned. I believe respect is a decency right that every human should have. You can only lose respect. You don't have to earn it. You can only lose it. So I'm gonna treat you with respect right off the rip because that's a decency as just being a human. Now, what you could do after that is you could lose my respect. So if you could earn my respect, then you could also lose it. I don't like the concept of that. I'm gonna treat you with the respect right off the rip because you didn't give me no other reason not to. That's a human decency that you should give people extension of, and they can only lose that by them doing things they shouldn't be doing. So I don't think that you should have to earn that. No, that's just something that you should just have for people in general if you're a good person.
Again, that's how you
that is true.
feel. And again, like I said, you should have the common DC, but unfortunately, there are a lot of people who aren't decent human beings out here. So we can
That's what I
feel
was about to say.
anything or
From a
we can
biblical
feel all we
standpoint,
want.
but we have to. Well, I know this platform with Kev is we're biblical people here, right? So when they say treat others how you want to be treated, don't you treat yourself with respect? So that's what you should extend your brothers and sisters. It's respect. It's not earned. You don't earn your own respect. That's something that you give yourself. So you treat others how you want to be treated, and that's how I move.
Again, you should, right? Again, yes, that's on this, maybe on this platform, but when you go into the real world and stuff like that, you do have people, but like again, me being a woman, right? I should feel like yes, all men should respect me, but at the end of the day, there's gonna be that man who's gonna walk up on me and be like, "Yo, mom." There's gonna be that man who might even try to take it further and try to touch me inappropriately. right? And I could just be minding my business and stuff like that, right? So again, you still have to try to put yourself in situations. Again, nobody has the right to do nothing to you, right? But you still have to try the best you can to put yourself in situations where people will not try to harm you because of who you are. And a lot of times, like being a part of that community, if you just feel like, oh, because I'm a human being, I should be able to walk over here and over there. Well, you have a lot of nutcases out here. So okay, you try to. I'm sorry to say, you have a lot of men out here too, still to this day in 2025, who just don't like those people and feel like because you want to be something else, I don't like that, and who feel like those type of people should not exist.
Well,
Yeah, I
Well,
think
this
let
platform,
me
hold on.
ask you a question real
Me,
quick,
me and
Sean.
Kev is a prime example of that, right? And this why I say it's just a given, right? We started out, well, still probably not started out, but me and the host don't agree on a lot of different things when it comes to certain things. We just don't, right? But there's a respect level that is there, right? So he didn't have to earn that. It's just given. I didn't have to earn his respect. It was just given, right? To where the point where we have different views, but the respect is always there. Now, who's to say who respect first or had to earn it first? I never thought he had to earn my respect. I just give it right out the rip. He didn't do nothing to not have it. So to me, I just think respect is something that you just give someone right off the rip. If you say you are a decent person, that's
But
just my
again,
opinion.
y'all are two
So,
different
so hold
individuals.
on
You
real
can
quick.
go
so.
on
Hold
another
on, real quick. Hold
platform.
on, y'all, because y'all not about to keep doing this all day. Y'all talking about two different things, and it's not even a disagreement. I don't get why you. All you have to do is just say I understand. So it's obvious. It seems like you disagreeing, but you're. It's. He talk about something different. You talking about something different. I don't know how y'all have not figured that out. One is
Well, I was
talking
gonna
No,
about.
say,
I don't understand why he
What,
haven't figured it
what,
out. Like
look, no,
y'all have
but you
three
still
different
going
minds.
back and forth with him. Y'all both doing the exact same thing, and y'all, I mean, y'all haven't figured it out yet. So he's talking about him being a person that claim that they're a decent person or whatever. He's just willing to give it. Ain't nobody got to earn it. You're saying it's different people that won't do that. So what is the point of saying that when he's saying that? So what he's saying is true, and what you're saying is true, but it don't. It's not a disagreement. You're just trying to push your point. He's saying his point. So both of y'all right. I don't get. It's not an argument. That's all I'm saying. Y'all just gonna keep going back. I was wondering when y'all gonna stop. Y'all done did it about 4 times. I'm like, when y'all gonna realize y'all both right? I don't get
Because
it.
what I'm
same
trying
Kev.
to get him to
I came up to
understand
point
is
that
that
out.
everybody is not going to have his
We get it. You
mindset.
about to say it for 15 times. I think we get it. I think the whole room get it. Y'all literally
All
saying
right,
the
well,
same thing back and forth. Y'all the only two that noticed that. That's crazy. Yeah, what
Yeah,
he's saying is perfectly is straight. I would say anybody that claim that they supposed to be this decent human or whatever, yes, and it's not about earning. You just give it off rip, and then I can get it the opposite way. If they disrespect, you choose if you want to do that or not. I still say if you're a decent human, you just leave them alone. You don't have to give them disrespect either. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah, it's many different people. So I get that. Faye, it's gonna be. So you're saying don't have the expectations for everybody else, or you're gonna get yourself hurt. I get that too. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think he's saying that everybody should be like. I mean, everybody is like that. He's saying people should be like that. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And both things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's
Most
that's
definitely.
what I was trying to say as well. It's similar to like if we're like as black men, if we was going to go to a part of Mississippi or Alabama that we know we shouldn't be at, are we going to go there? Or are we going to go to a place that we know we're not going to be in that type of environment? That's why I speak on how important your environment is. So if the environment is rejecting you, just go to a better environment. That's it.
So Mermaid, what you had something, and then I'm
Oh
gonna get
yeah,
the other two people in.
normally me, I'm like a comment queen, but I just came up to kind of say what you were
Welcome
saying.
to the
And
prop panel now.
hello everybody. I was just gonna say like the example Faye gave was spot on to, like if like as a woman from a woman's perspective, right? But like taking what Sean said and what Faye said, like that guy that might act a certain way, like when you're at the gas station, or whatever, like you might immediately show respect to him. But like Sean said, as soon as you say something that's disrespectful or act a way that's disrespectful, that's when you've lost that respect. So you might approach the person with respect and then they come on to you in an inappropriate way or whatever. That's when you immediately, like, they just lost that respect. So it's like what you said, Kev, like y'all were both saying it and y'all are both right. It was just coming from two different perspectives.
I think the only thing I wouldn't say disagree with, but I probably wouldn't being a person of, since you said we a person of God, I don't say you have to get disrespect either. That'd just be a choice. You know what I'm saying? You could choose to
True,
do that or
true.
not. But if you say you a kind person, you don't have to match energy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm just getting to about that though. But it's gonna be people like that though, which what Faye was
Right,
talking
yeah.
about. You
And
know what I'm
hey,
saying? So
look,
people
that
can
gets
do
me
that.
caught up all
Yeah.
the time because I am a woman of God. So I try and look for the way out of the predicament without having to be disrespectful back to them. And then sometimes that gets me in trouble because they think I'm being flirty or friendly. And I'm like, nah, nope, I'm not.
Mm. Say, oh, you too nice. Why you being nice with me? So, no. All right, so shoot, anybody had any replies they were trying to say? Well, we can get on this topic though, because yeah, this something sparked this topic up. I had to talk about this though.
Let's go.
I
Let's
don't
go
even
with the
use it.
topic. What up,
You want to mess
Kev?
with what up, Fuji sis in the building, Huntress.
What up, bro?
Pretty Mocha, what's up?
What's
Uh,
up, gang?
what up?
Gang, gang.
You go out the gang up out that sponsor when my boo come back. But hey,
Yes,
you
where
know
is
what
she
I'm
at? Is
saying?
she
She gonna
supposed
be
to,
here in a minute. It's some
you
stuff she gotta
know?
take care of. Um,
Hey,
what's
Kevin
up?
Kev.
Let's see, who was that pretty pair? What's up? 10 toes in the building.
Did you get
Um,
married?
oh yeah, well, I'm married. I'm married already. You know what I'm saying? But not through the law.
I look, I don't blame you. I don't blame
Yeah,
you. I
yeah. I'm
understand.
married the biblical way. I put it that way.
I
So,
love that for
all
y'all.
right. Yeah. But I would say
Right on. I feel it.
hmm?
Congratulations. I think I congratulated y'all already, but you
Oh
know,
yeah.
right on. I felt that not the governmental way. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. But you got to really be connected
And
with
she's so
God to even
happy.
truly understand that, though, for real.
And she's so happy. She's such a good girl. Good job, Kev.
Oh
And
Y'all
she's
yeah.
look good.
super pretty. I love like looking at
Isn't
her.
she?
She's
Skin
like
flawless.
she's like what I aspire to be. Like her confidence, the way she projects. Like I really admire her. I'll be looking at her pictures from time to time. She's so beautiful.
And she
Yeah.
could rock a short haircut, buddy. She carried that short haircut
Yes,
like it's
that's why I said like with
baby.
her long hair, with her short hair, like she just like exudes a lot of confidence. I like it. I really do.
Y'all got mad respect for baby girl. I got mad respect for baby girl.
Yeah, she's so pretty. Can you imagine her when she's watching the replay? Like, oh, look at all them talking all good on me.
And doting and shit. Yeah. She's dope though, and y'all are dope. I'm happy for y'all. Congrats.
Oh yeah,
All right,
for
well,
Yeah,
sure.
I
Appreciate
appreciate
the
you, Kev. I
the
got to run. It's almost 6 a.m. out here in
it. Okay,
Thailand, so
for
let
sure.
me get
For
up out
sure,
of
my
here. I just
brother.
want to come show you some love,
I
brother.
appreciate you, man. What's up, Bird in the building? What's up, Tanzo? You saying something?
Hey, Bert.
Yeah, I was saying, one of the things that I notice about people who get blew off their square is they get really mad at somebody who is confident about what they're talking about. You know, that person that they can't rattle with the name calling, that person that they can't piss them off. And the more you can't piss them off, the madder they get.
Oh, that happens a lot. Well, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I would say this last live inspired this topic right here because I was like, man, this person trying their best. I'm like, man, and I'm like, and then I ain't gonna lie. I think that last one, I was feeling a certain way about the host though, because I'm like, how you allowing this stuff? But people do what they do. Everybody got their reasons and stuff, so I let people do what they
But the
do though.
wonderful thing about TikTok is, and this is what a lot of people don't seem to comprehend, is if you really don't like what's happening, you have the option to leave.
That's what I did.
It's like staying in a fight that you know you losing. Why?
hmm That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's exactly
Something
what I
else.
had to do because I felt myself about to stoop down low to this person that kept running their mouth. I was like, all right, it's time to drop, man. I see that they not about to
Because
control
I'm,
this,
you
so
know,
I'm gonna
like
cut them.
with me being a farmer, I put out information. If you want to challenge that information, go ahead. And then that we was talking to somebody had y'all know how y'all put out the videos and then we adopt your video with our comment. Now it becomes our video. And this person just wanted to keep arguing, and I said, you know what, you poor baby, you must have really had a hard life, because all you want to do is argue with me. I said, let me ask you one question. Do you know anything about farming? I don't have to know. I mean, the words just scream attitude. And I said, okay, then here's the deal. I'm done talking to you because you don't know shit about farming. So why are you wasting your breath? Why are you arguing with me? Are you really that miserable? And no matter who commented on what I said, they were attacking those people, right? You know, about what we were talking about food sustainability. When you know what you know, and somebody wants to come up there and try to discredit you, there are people who just are that fucking miserable. They want
That's
to
what it
just throw
is.
you off your square. Just leave it be. You ain't got to defend yourself. You know what you know. Like, I don't know a damn thing about hair or makeup or nails. You think I'm gonna get up here and argue with some girl that's hair is lied, you know, the eye lied laid to the side and nails is done? How I'm gonna get up there and talk about this child when I don't know shit about what it took for her to do that? That's just crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I like that point. Okay.
Right? Like I don't know nothing about hair, so
So when
Look, I
somebody
only know
come
how to
at
do
y'all,
hair.
I mean, like seriously, everybody, when somebody come at you about something you know in your heart, in your soul, in your every being that it's a fact, don't defend it. Let them go. 'Cause you wasting
man,
energy.
whew.
You know what, Ten Toes? A lady that I work with, her Miss Shirley, she told me the right do not argue with the wrong.
There you go.
That's how she put it, and she just left it at that. Because if, like you said, if you already know it to be true, there is no
Mm-hmm.
point arguing with someone over something that you know to be true, despite
Right.
whether they've seen it or not. Because there's a lot of people like, have you seen? Have you experienced? There are a whole bunch of people that have $1 million, but I ain't never seen $1 million before in my life in cash, so I can't say whether or not the shit's real. I know other
Right.
people have it, but it's not real to me because I've never touched it. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
I think what a lot of people get messed up is what might be real to them in their life may not necessarily be real to me in my life. You see what I'm saying? So I cannot tell another person what is right or wrong. The only thing I can do is treat them with respect and try to understand.
But that's another piece of it. Folks just like, they will not even entertain the thought that certain things haven't happened. Let me give you another dumb one. This is a dumb one. If a girl says, and Kev knows my mouth, if a girl says she ain't never sucked a dick, every woman on that panel gonna come for her. Not once? You sure? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like hell. You're lying. What if she never did? We ain't sleeping with this girl. We don't live in her house. We don't know nothing about this woman, but women will have her. She'll be bald headed by the time that conversation over with, because they coming for her. That's stupid.
Right. Well, and it's part of that is because we live in a world that like we can't imagine somebody could actually go their whole lives not doing that. But like
You might have some men coming for her too.
Or the man
that-
that says he don't have no kids out there.
Say,
I watched them roast that brother. Oh, they done took this man from I don't have any kids out in the world to somehow when they get done, he gay. Really?
Right. But it goes
How
back
he
to that
gay because
confidence
he ain't
thing.
got no children?
It goes back to that confidence thing that we was talking about earlier. If you was confident in what you in, you don't have to argue, right? You know what I'm saying? So that's just all it is. I
But
mean, I
yet
can
you'll
understand
get the men that'll get bent out of shape when a woman says, well, you must be gay then if you ain't got no kids.
Yeah.
Or you must be gay because you ain't got no woman who want to give you kids. Women's tongues are sharp. My grandmama used to tell us that all the time. So women will say the damnedest shit when they're upset. Now, y'all don't know this man, but y'all is bent out of shape. You have declared war on him verbally because he said he don't have no kids.
Yeah. It's people like that, man. For real.
this feels like a good time to tell y'all somehow I'm 37 and I ain't popped no babies out yet.
Go
What?
girl,
I don't
go
believe
girl.
that. What are you
Okay.
talking about?
Kevin, can she get one of them clap machines?
a girl, bye. You done gave your baby up for adoption.
Right. That's what,
Was adopted.
Here come the other woman. And you know you done had an AB.
You know what I'm
Probably
saying?
3 of them.
Just
it's
look
some
at
stuff.
her.
That's
Look at her.
what I
You know she
tell
done had some
people.
kids.
Yeah, I tell people that shoot, nobody's entitled to somebody's believing them though. That's one thing you gotta learn. You gotta learn. Pretty Mocha, you know what time it is. You see my baby back.
Okay, Mocha,
But
you can
then,
come down next to me.
But yeah, that's what I had to learn a while ago, though. We just want everybody to believe us. We feel offended when they don't and all that. But it's just the thing is, like, you can't blame them. A lot of people lie. You can't really trust human beings and stuff. None of us are special. I never force nobody to always believe what I say. I could just try to, prove it in examples and other stuff though. But I just can't, I have to realize I got to put my pride out of it so I don't have to take it personal because somebody don't believe me. Just like people come with these sad stories, like, oh man, I've been touched and all this other stuff. Nobody don't have to believe you or not. I mean, it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people lie about being touched. You know what I'm saying? So people take it personal. But like I said, if you're confident in what you speak on, then why get angry? I think that's one thing we got to take out of that because we just talked about that earlier. Don't get angry at something you're confident in, but a lot of people not.
For real. Well, not Ten Toes was preaching almost when she said that at first too, because I gotta take
She
that
did say
in
it at
when
first.
I'm
Go ahead.
like when I'm talking to people that don't believe in Jesus. Like I really got to take that into consideration. Like, am I just mad they don't believe in him, and I'm just trying to prove a point because I do, or like, am I trying to be a witness to them? Because if I'm not just trying to witness to them and I'm just trying to prove a point, then I ain't planting any seeds.
Yeah,
But even
that's
if you're
pride.
trying to be a witness to them, there's just some things people don't partake of.
Right.
And you can't make them.
Exactly.
And that's the piece, right? If somebody say they bite their toenails off every night, most of us is gonna be like, that's just
Yeah.
nasty. And ain't nobody gonna want to kiss them. But we can't change them. We can tell them how unsanitary that is. We can tell them, the germs in your mouth. You could get them a 900 excuses, and if that's their thing, that's their thing. Now the stupid part is they're standing on that, and ain't nothing none of us saying hurting their feelings. Now we really
standing
think.
10 toes down.
Now we really mad about it because we can't get this person to see this. We don't know that person's circumstances. We don't know how long they've been doing that, right? They've been doing that all their lives. That's a normality to them, where that's some nasty shit to the rest of us. And that's the part we can't get to. It's we listen to react. We don't listen to ask questions. Because if somebody told me that goofy shit, my first question would be, baby, how long you been doing that? Well, I've been doing it since I was a little kid. How old is you now? 32. And then ain't nobody never told you. See, we don't ask questions. We just jump to all kinds of conclusions and we move the goalposts every time. Because where I say one thing, somebody else going to come in and say something different and move the goalposts from where I am to where they want it to be. And this next person, and now the whole conversation ends up off topic about how somebody died from AIDS.
Shit.
So are we going down the prompts or we just waiting for my turn?
Yeah, we can get to it real quick, because I got about a couple hours on this thing. All right, so who was that? Somebody said they wanted. Let's start with you, Fuji, and then let me end it with my baby. You all right? You good?
Hi, Amir.
Yeah, I'm good. It's
Okay.
wait, I
Peace,
sent you a
everybody.
text
Peace,
message.
everybody.
You did?
What's
I
up,
ain't got my
Kev?
phone
What's
near
up,
me.
Ray?
Come here.
Are you okay, baby? You all right, Rachel, girl?
Hey, you was getting a lot of praise when you was going around here, man. I'm like, okay.
Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
She said, "You all right, baby?" I thought she was talking about me. I was like, "Damn,
I
I'm carried
did too,
along like
Amir.
that."
I
Oh,
did
okay.
too.
Like, thank you. I'm good.
I really did. I thought she was talking about him too.
Well, are y'all all right, babies? Are y'all okay?
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Thank you for
I'm a little
asking.
Even
hurt,
better with my
Fuji. I'm a
baby
little
on
hurt.
camera.
Well,
Huh?
come
I'm a little hurt,
on,
but I
man.
waited my turn.
Stop.
Period,
I'm
girl.
trying to be professional. Like, bro, make me
Okay, so we running through all of them, through all the
Nah, we
questions.
just we're gonna do the green one real quick. The vomiting. I do the green one real quick. So throw in salts so we gonna give everybody a minute. Throwing in salts during conversation, what does that tell you?
They tell me that I won. I won the conversation. I won the argument. You know what I mean? It's like when we get to a point in a conversation where you are no longer receptive to what I'm talking about, and I find myself no longer receptive to what you're talking about, it gets to a point where it's frustrating. And the one who gets the most frustrated, the one who gets frustrated most fast, they're the one that's going to throw the insults. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like at the end of the day, I won. Shit that I said was for real, because there's nothing else that you can say to combat what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So the only thing that's left for you to do, because you don't have the fortitude mentally to just give in or concede to the argument, or just to even so much as say I understand. You know what I mean? So now you're gonna throw an insult at me because now you have nothing else to say. So it just tells me I win the argument or the conversation. It's my ground. Get out.
Okay, Mir, what you got for me? Welcome.
What's up, kid? Hey, so the green one, right? Throwing insults
Yep.
during conversation. What does that tell you? Well, you know, I was just recently in one and somebody came at me tough and I had my peoples come and get my back. So I appreciate what we got established here, y'all. I think we can live a civil life amongst this. You know, I read the rest of the prompt. This is entertainment, but we use this serious, y'all, and I appreciate the people that do. What I get from the people that are throwing insults, I realize that their intention is not the same. Like some of us are here with the intent of getting something out of it, and others are not. So I'll land with that one.
I like that. What you got, Mermaid? Glad she came up to the panel, man. You know she be hovering them comments. See what she talking
Comment
about?
queen. I'm kind of with what what's her name, Fuji, what she said. I think that if people start throwing insults, they ain't got nothing better to add to the conversation. They just getting so in their feelings and so heated. They think, oh, like I gotta win this. This suddenly became an argument, and I gotta be right. And the only way I'm gonna be right is if I just start insulting the other people that are up there, finding out where it hurts and just digging in. That's all I really got for it.
Okay. Faye, what you got for me?
So throwing insults in a conversation, what does that tell you? I think if you're just, throwing insults for no reason, you're throwing insults in a conversation when a person is actually trying to learn, or you're just having a regular conversation and whatnot, then it shows what type of person you are and whatnot. And it just tells what type of, it doesn't even have to necessarily be your IQ level. For some people, yes. And just for other people, a lot of people out here are just mean spirited, and, bullies. But, now I feel like if you're having a conversation and another person is, being disrespectful to you, you have every right. And that's not meaning you have to curse and stuff, but I could throw a little jab here and there,
You should let me in the convo. We ain't even get to we going down the panel. All right, matter of fact, yeah, so let's do it this way then. Let me get my baby in. Then I go to Mocha after that, then Huntress, and end it with 10 toes.
Okay. Thank you, my love.
For sure.
I have a rule about like insults. I think anyone who starts throwing insults, you already lost. Like you're just shutting down. You have nothing else good to say. And so you're just deflecting. You're trying to throw off the conversation so that we don't, the other person's point is not made. It's silly. It's diversion. So yeah, and it's childish. So childish. I don't know. I just don't respect when people start throwing insults. I think it's childlike behavior. So that's it.
All right. Mocha, what you got for me?
Were you talking to me?
No,
I saw
Mocha.
Mocha.
Oh, okay.
She was Mocha was like, let me in. Now she's in.
Oh, here I go. I'm sorry. I was trying to get my turn because I'm with the kids, and now I'm doing something with the kids. So give me a second. Sorry.
Yeah, all right. Let me get Huntress in then.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
When somebody starts throwing insults towards me during a conversation or anything, it just tells me that they have a pride problem and they have a hard time swallowing their pride when something has to change. But in those moments, I have to also show grace because technically we all don't like change, and it's not even a me problem while they're throwing the insults. It's some insecurity that they have within themselves that they see in me, and they don't like what it looks like. They don't like the reflection that's looking at them in the mirror. But that's pretty much all I gotta say about it.
All right, what you got for me? 10 toes.
Hey, I'm out here farmering, rin. I literally had the phone laying on the ground. I'm picking string beans. They're emotionally, unintelligent. You can't, when you got to resort to cussing somebody out because they don't see your point of view. Y'all got to excuse me. Like I said, I'm outside. I live in the country, so I'm waiting on these cars to go by. When you got to resort to that, I've seen it in different manners. I've seen it in, I'm not going to lose to a woman, like if it's a man trying to make a point, or, depending on how strong somebody's point of view is, if it's a specific, right? And I see a lot of different specifics, oh, you're just a pick me. When you got to start resorting to cussing and name calling, you're emotionally unintelligent. You just lost your shit, and that therefore you lost the argument when you got to get to that piece of the conversation that nobody can no longer talk to you because you can't accept what somebody else has to say. And I'm gonna go back on mute.
All right. Hold on real quick. I'm trying to respond to comment.
Hey, Kev.
I'm ready. I had to get
Okay,
the
go ahead, Pretty.
I had to bring their bikes and their skateboards in. So can I go or
Yeah.
wait? All right, so yeah, throwing insults, they always throwing shots at me because I think I'm too logical. Okay, when you come in with a bottom line kind of logical perspective and you among
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
You gotta mute or unmute if you're talking.
insult you. Huh?
Oh. Whoa, what the heck? Oh, you had a bad signal. That's what happened. Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me a little bit better now?
there you go. Go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. So they just insult you. It's like, wait a minute. I'm talking about this, and I know I'll be making sense, right? If I don't make sense, okay, boom, I'm open to constructive criticism. But when you know you're making sense and then somebody just come with an insult or it get quiet after you just drop the gem and everybody just quiet, and then somebody make a joke about the way you look, it'd be like, what? What am I missing? But it's low vibrational. When you are amongst people that want to have a low vibrational conversation and you come with a overall bottom line of standpoint that's logical, you the enemy. That's what I got. That's what I got. My timer ran out because I got a lot, but
Okay. Oh, what the heck? Oh, wow. So, okay, we open panel, y'all. We can get, but I guess I put my point of view on this though. Throwing insults during conversation, yeah, that usually come from not lack of confidence. I guess that's at the end of the day. People will have a yelling tactic to where if they feel uncomfortable or they feel like they being or they offended by based off the truth or something like that or whatever, the only way they feel like they can win is just throwing insults. That's all that really is, though. That's what that is for the most part, though. So I guess to break that down and make that easy. I don't know if we can expound on this more, but if y'all want to add something more, we can go to the next one.
I
Otherwise,
was gonna say this. I noticed how when people lose an argument and somebody is making points, then the first thing they say, see, hit dogs holler.
right.
And no, y'all heard that shit. You be knowing you be on point, and they can't come with nothing better, so they got to make you look like the loser, cause you're standing
I
your
got a
ground.
question though.
And
What's the best response for that? Cause me, I still get inside on it, And now it's like you trying so hard to invalidate me. I'm trying so hard to revalidate myself. But like, what is the best response for that?
I think that's when it comes to a point you just go, you know what? I know what I know. I'm out, cause you ain't got to keep arguing.
No.
Like no response is a response kind of thing.
Yeah, you know what? You be like, I know this shit. I won.
Right. And I need
And
them to
then leave.
understand
Cause
that I
ain't
know what I'm
nothing
talking
worse
about.
than leaving the panel before they can keep doing dumb shit. That's another one.
No,
Oh,
you know
Yeah.
thirsty
you know what
ass.
hurts me? What hurts me inside
Yo,
when I
thirsty
drop the
ass.
panel, I drop
You
off the
see
panel
him,
and they start
Fuji?
saying stuff that I can't
Damn.
defend while I'm up there. And they say stuff like, see, these broken Chewbacca women, these
Hell,
outlandish women, and I'm done dropped off the panel. Why is y'all
That's
saying it
still
now? I
resorting
can't
to
get
the name calling. We
okay.
won.
Now I can't get back on the panel to defend myself, and now I'm in the house sweating and pacing. It's a mess.
Wait, why did you drop off the panel?
Like you know how when you do like a mic drop, like all right, I said what I said. I ain't finna argue with y'all, and
Oh
I drop.
Lord.
That type going.
Trying
Now
to get
I'm
that last word in.
Chewbacca, a single mom, bitter, and I'm coming back up to fight for my life, and you know that whole thing.
But that's the point, ladies. Why? Because I don't go on these panels. Kev knows that. But I will go in the comments and I be like, really? This I will write this in the comments. This the best y'all can do. Y'all gotta attack single mothers. I don't give a damn how she became a single mother. At the end of the day, she can't push them kids back up in her and start over. So why are we talking about it? Body count, same shit. If somebody done fucked 100 motherfuckers, okay, they did it. You can't go back in time. That's the part that I don't understand. It's one thing if you're trying to do corrective behavior. It's another when you want to condemn somebody for something they already did that they cannot change. And I land right there.
All right, so let's get to this one then. How can I start this? Let's start with you, Toes.
What you got
Toes
for
got the
me?
microwave going and everything, boy. We hear everything. All right, so
No, I
should
just came in
easily
the house. I can probably get my
yeah, we
string
can hear
beans
it.
and
We can
stuff.
hear your whole movement. But
My
should
bad,
easily
y'all. I'm
trigger like
sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. I was gonna say should easily trigger people be allowed to have a voice. How you feel about that?
Yeah, on their own panel, but I don't think that they should. Dog, if you don't stop. Um, sorry about that, y'all. Um, I don't think they should on people's panels because they're the ones that's gonna discombobulate your whole life. The people who center themselves too is the ones I will leave a panel when I see somebody doing that. Me and a friend of mine here on TikTok, there's a few people that it always comes back to them. And so if we both be on the panel or happen to see that live, we be texting each other like, say it was me or Rachel. I'll be texting Rachel, why she gonna bring back her back injury? And Rachel be like, yeah, I fell down the stairs. And we text and so it's shit. I don't care what y'all talking about. That person is gonna bring that shit up. So I think they should just have their own panel. Because
Yeah.
they want to commiserate. That's what they want. They want somebody that's going to baby them and coddle them. They can't handle folks like me or Kev and maybe some of you ladies. They're going to be like, hey, okay, so your ass fell down the stairs. Did you get some physical therapy? You're not going to coddle them. So, yeah, they need their own panel. I don't let people like that on my panels. I don't.
Yeah, I agree with that centering stuff. Oh my gosh, yes. I can't stand when somebody talk too long. Kev knows I would text Kev quick. I'm like, damn, they can't tell they're the only ones that been talking the whole damn time.
Right. They have no concept of landing a plane. They're just like
Oh
up in the
my
stratosphere.
God. Right. It's like how does somebody get that self-centered?
Right. Speaking of stratosphere, I'm gonna go get up there right now, so I'll be back, y'all.
Come on, girl.
Mocha, what you got for me? Oh,
Are we on the second question?
yeah. That's what we're just doing, yeah. Dang, she must be back with the kids again. That's on you, babe, then, if you want to go. No,
Okay,
or later.
Oh, should easily triggered people be allowed to have a voice? What kind of
I like that
question is
deep gut laugh. She
that?
like, are you
Oh, it's
serious?
crazy word. What the hell? What the hell?
What the hell?
Yeah, you know my stance. I believe everyone deserves a voice. Yeah, I wouldn't shut anyone's voice down. It's really about learning people and learning how to navigate, and helping them kind of like transition to the next thought, or yeah.
Oh, Rachel,
So,
I got a question. I
oh,
got my hand up. I got my hand up. Oh, pick me. I got a question. Come on, teacher.
you gotta ask the host. I don't know if he.
Go ahead.
I got a question for Rachel Host. Can I ask her the
Go
question?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Rachel, what happens? Wait a minute, Rachel. You said we gotta accept them. You said it's a learning moment. Let me ask you two questions now.
See,
Who
look
is
at
the
this.
learning moment
I don't even
for?
think you listen. I don't think you listen because you didn't even repeat it. Repeat what I said, really.
I agree with you. But I still got a question. If it's a learning moment, how we gonna stop them from always whining?
No, well, so what I said was, for us, it's about us learning how to navigate social settings and different people, how to help them transition. Sometimes people are just not aware. If you are the person that has more self-awareness and you can kind of help them to move on from it, that's a skill. And so, yeah, I think a lot of people that we feed into it. You know what I'm saying? When somebody gets triggered, like we were talking before, people like drama. So don't act like when somebody gets triggered, you hate it so much. Y'all be liking when people are triggered because y'all be like, "Oh, these people are triggered." But you can easily stop them from. You can help them move on.
Kev, let me go back to 1986 when you and I was on this panel. Do you remember that one lady that whole panel was trying to help her move on? And she was on for about 6 hours, kept making herself the victim of why her kids treated her the way they treated her. Do you remember that, my brother?
Sound familiar? You know, I had so many lies, but sound familiar
Finally,
though.
everybody on the panel had to just ask Kev, could he just drop her? Because Kev didn't have no moderators at that. Because we were done. We were so done. No matter how we tried to redirect that conversation, Miss Rachel, it could have been you. And you get up here and you talk about fire trucks. And Amir could talk about clouds. And somehow it always came back to her. And that woesy me. The whole world hates me.
So
I could see that.
this
Because, like, I'm sorry, baby.
no, but I said we ain't even know open panel yet. I don't think everybody got to say their perspective yet. Because I got
Oh,
a
my
point
bad.
too.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, no, that's all right. But I was about to say let's get T and then Miriam real quick, and then I'm gonna say mine and why I say that. Go ahead, T, what you got for me? Welcome to the live.
Hey, happy Sunday, everyone. Happy
For sure.
Sunday, Queen Rachel, Kev.
What's up?
Okay, so let me run through this real quick. Let's
We're just
see.
on the first. You can do the green one and the first one.
Okay, cool. Throwing insults during conversation. What does that tell you? The person is emotionally immature. That if a person does not have a point to articulate, so if you have a position, I have a position, you like apples, I like oranges. If you're not able to articulate why you like what you like without throwing insults, then that means that you don't really have a ground to stand on, and you're emotionally immature. Should easily trigger people be allowed to have a voice. That's what the First Amendment says, that all of us have voices, whether we agree, disagree, like, dislike. But I do think that things should be regulated. So if they are in a space and they are out of control, okay, we hear you. Okay, got it. It's time, whatever the case may be. They just shouldn't be allowed to go rogue. I land there.
Okay. What you got, Amir?
I used to be with the freedom of speech, but after TikTok, I think it needs to be revoked. Yeah, I think everybody, is entitled to their own opinion or whatever. So I wouldn't want to silence anyone. But the word is should. In an ideal world, no, they shouldn't. But this is what we got. So they get a speech platform. Since it's a public platform, why not?
Yeah, I would say in general, depending on the conversation, majority of the time easily trigger people. They derail the whole conversation, especially if your goal is to help people. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna type that up, either block them or cut them off quick, or drop them, right? Because I don't want them shifting the whole room. Because my thing is, this app it's not about to heal you. I don't, and it depends on your purpose. I think that's on this app. If you want to, if the goal is to, I guess it's like solution based or something like that or whatever, or you're trying to get to somewhere, or you're trying to help make change, easily triggered person really have nothing to contribute to the conversation except for be an example maybe. But otherwise, um, depending on the type of conversation, I think, you know, they need to be doing something else rather than trying to have a voice, especially on this app, rather than trying to have a voice on it. Because most of the time, they the people that y'all talking about that's going to center themselves, that's just going to make it all about them. And how is that helpful to a conversation if it's just about them all that time or whatever, and they're not really trying to be receptive? Then it's going to cause it's going to cause like a domino reaction and turn the whole, like I said, turn the whole conversation or all the way around from the main goal point. So I would say in general, yes, they can have a voice, but depending on where they at, they don't need no voice. They just don't, because some people, and we gonna get to the main part though. Some people do this for entertainment. That's just one thing though, and they just sit there and let these people trigger other people to trigger people. You know what I'm saying? And it's just no point. But uh, let me get Sean in, and then we do open panel.
Okay.
Man, I just came in. What part we on?
So should easily trigger people be allowed to have a voice?
Yeah, that'll go. Yeah. I mean, should easy. Let me read this motherfucker again. Hold on. Should easily trigger people allowed. Yeah, I don't. Damn, these hard ass questions, man. I'll say yeah. I mean, cause everybody's a work in progress. You know what I'm saying? She say I'm easily triggered. Hey man, get your boo, man. Hey, I think they should. Everybody have their flaws and shit, man. So who am I to say that somebody shouldn't have a voice, especially as a black person? That'd be the last thing I need to say is somebody shouldn't have a voice. So yeah, everybody should have a voice, man. Do I like that everybody have a voice? Hell nah. But should everyone have a voice? Yeah. I'll end with that.
Okay.
Well, can I
Open
go
panel.
real quick? Okay, so
Good.
I wanted to go.
No, Kev, don't do it, Kev.
Get your trigger ass out of here. Anyways, what I was saying,
I want to hear.
what I was saying is that it's a lot more difficult to help whatchamacallit. Oh my God, Sean, you done distracted me. Okay, so it's a lot more difficult to help somebody who is triggered to stop being triggered or to move on a panel, because everybody else is interjecting and continuing the conversation. There's been so many times I'm like, bro, why are y'all even feeding into this? Why do y'all keep it going? It's literally, even if the host were to say like, okay, cool, we're moving on, everybody else gonna come back and ask a question because they like it. That's all I got to say.
Hey, Kev, I would say to me, I think it's always hard for me to decide or to dictate if someone is triggered. Like, it's been times I wasn't triggered when someone said something, but they said something that was offensive, right? And they said something that I deem is kind of harmful. And when I respond to it, people weaponize it and say, hit dogs holler, or you triggered. No, I'm not triggered. You just said something that was very offensive. And I can't sit around and stand around and hear you say something offensive to her. I just couldn't do that. So it's kind of hard for someone to dictate who's being triggered, or they actually feel like what you're saying is offensive.
So remember, I'm not talking about triggered people. I literally put the word easily triggered on here though. So that mean that it's like this a person that you gotta walk on eggshells just to have a conversation with. Every time you open your mouth, they always keep getting triggered by something. But people gonna get triggered. Everybody gets triggered, but easily triggered is something different. But anybody? Let me get Jay Michelle. I remember her. Let me get Jay Michelle in. What you got from? You could do the first two topics, the green one and the first white one.
Okay, so throwing insults during the conversation, I think it just comes from lack of communication and being able to develop a proper communication to what that topic possibly is, depending on that topic. When it comes to like the green question, and then when it comes to like the easily trigger, I think that everybody should have a voice. One thing I would not say, it's not other people's responsibility to deem themselves to be responsible to know what your triggers are. So if another person reacts a certain way, you have to be open to that, as well as other people are open to like your triggers. But I don't think that we should mute people just because they have triggers. I don't think that at all. But I think that with every action comes a reaction. And so if you're gonna act off of your triggers, you have to be capable of understanding where other people's like places and spaces are in life, that maybe they are more triggered by that situation, or maybe they're less triggered. Or like it just comes down to comfortability, and also just like the maturity of conversation too. But if somebody reacts a certain way, yeah, you should be open to that. But I don't think you should not have a voice just because people don't agree.
Okay.
Yeah, this is
Straight. Okay.
What
Straight
up?
back.
What up? What's the
What's
word?
up? What's up, man?
Chilling.
Just the first two, the green one and the first white one. What you got?
So throwing insults. My opinion on throwing insults is once you get to throwing insults, you've already lost. You have shown that you are not capable of having a conversation without being in your feelings, whether losing or winning the conversation. I don't care. You could be winning and start throwing insults, and you've already lost. I mean, that's just my personal opinion. Like, anytime you got to get to that, nigga, you done lost all your words. That's just me. And shit easily trigger. I mean, like she said, everybody should be allowed a voice. We may not want to hear what the fuck they got to say, but everybody should be allowed to say what they want to say. It is what it is. Like,
What about trolls?
again, they should be allowed to say what the fuck they want to say. I mean, it is what it is. It's up to you to allow them to trigger you or not.
Hey, Street.
I mean,
Straight.
we've been in a room.
Nigger.
Man, I was about to look, bro. We done been here multiple times. You know it. Like, that shit got to the point where that shit no longer even triggers me.
Exactly.
But you know, there was a point, Kev, where you see me go off on people. Like, this motherfucker always. Nah, that shit don't even bother me no more.
I think that's a difference, though. There's a difference with a person's purpose to torment, to harass, to be a nuisance. That's not the same as, I'm coming here and I have. So I'll just use.
Say everybody should have a voice, or so.
Well, but a nuisance is different. Like harassing and being a nuisance, that's like heckling and stuff like that. That's a different class. Now,
Exactly.
a voice is if I am very common. You have Democrats and Republicans. They may not agree with the same positions. They may not like it, but that may not necessarily be the purpose of harassing. If you're coming here to be like the N-word, that's clearly harmful. So that's very different. I think that if I had a space, whether it's my home or my whatever, I can respect the fact that you are Republican or a Democrat, whatever the case may be, as long as you're respectful. But when you come in here with the intent of being harmful and disruptive, no, we got to shut that down.
All right, so I got another one then. So imagine a person come to your house, right? Would you allow a disrespectful person to be in your house?
Hell no.
To voice themselves or whatever? Because it'd be on You know, it's up to you to get triggered by them being in your house, right?
Absolutely not.
No,
Mm-mm. No, because
I got you,
respect.
Jay Michelle.
Oh yeah, and I'll just land. I had 20 seconds, but respect is something that should be given, especially if you're coming into someone's home. That means that they have a certain level of respect for you. They have invited you here and allowed you space there. They didn't allow you space for you to just torment. You know what I mean? So no,
Okay. All right. What you got, Jay Michelle?
I think that oftentimes, like, we have a tendency to do this and misusing terms. Triggers do not, and I'm not saying that this was said, but I'm adding this for just a clarification of what I understand, right? Triggers are not equated to outright disrespect. Triggers are not equated to things that we list as social taboos. That's not what triggers are defined to be. I think that the word trigger in the therapeutic space and the sociological space has been misused because it's been tossed around, just like other terms. It's been tossed around and made a commonality without a lot of people researching what that word was derivative of in that space. And that's not even what a trigger is. A lot of times a trigger is like a personal experience that is not common or not often expressed to other people, whether it's personal or even if it's a shared, like, experience. It's something that's not commonly expressed, that is often elevated by certain experiences or certain words. Trigger is not just like a basic disrespect. I think that we have to separate that.
Yeah. So let me ask you
Being
this
called
then.
the N-word could be a trigger if you did experience that. But if you're categorizing it as disrespect, then it takes a whole different terminology.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay. Let me say
mhm,
this real quick. So I think, do you believe that everyone should have a voice?
if they're easily triggered,
No, in general, do you believe that everyone should be able to have a voice?
absolutely.
All right. So that's where that one part come from. What that equates to. So if everybody should be allowed to have a voice, um, disrespect, all that stuff should be able to come about. Even
Yeah,
trolls, right? Trolls.
no,
So
I
if
agree with you.
yeah, exactly. I
Disrespect
think I
should come.
disagree on that though. That's the only reason why I
Yeah, but
use that
then when you
example.
use the word like easily triggered,
Yeah, I get that part. I knocked that out
yeah,
already.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like triggered. And that's why I always like, I think that's what we agree on a whole lot of spectrums is like we adapt terminologies that we don't even really know what means to us, but because like it kind of feels like that's what like we adapt that and we don't really know what that is. Triggers comes from a whole different aspect of it. Actually, the word trigger in a sociological space has been used for like years with the adaptation of like sociological therapy. But it's not being used in the right spaces because now we just kind of use trigger for anything that insults us. And instead of just saying something insults us or something was disrespectful to me, that's not the same thing as a trigger. Now, do I think that people who are easily triggered should have a voice? Absolutely, because triggers are individual. When it comes to disrespect, though, disrespect is a whole different thing from being like triggered. You could easily be disrespected versus being triggered. Trigger is a different thing. Hold on one second.
Yeah, so they should be allowed to have a voice because they still
No,
part of
everyone
everybody.
should be allowed to have a voice.
Right.
I don't see why no one should be. And that's the part that I want to hear. Like why not?
I'm not letting no disrespectful person have a voice. I think I'm different because I have boundaries. So that's different. But yeah, overall, what the heck? This stuff messing with me. Um, like I said, everybody has triggers though. I don't know why we make it seem like it's a bad thing. Everybody has some sort of trigger, and there's different reasons for it. I ain't saying easily triggered. I mean, overall, it sounds like you have no emotional regulation, and that's uh it's kind of heavy for a conversation when we're trying to go a certain route. So it's kind of heavy though. But if people say they could deal with it, they could deal with it. I think everybody different. You know what I'm saying? I'm a person that, yeah, if I can't say two words and you keep saying something, I'm not doing that. That's about as bad as disrespect to me. You two, that ain't gonna trigger for me. So I got to move on because I got to talk to people that's willing to at least get me with a sentence out. You know what I'm saying? So that's where my angle coming from. So yes, that angle too. You're not about to have no longer a voice no more because you're throwing everybody off. So yeah, I
Let me
got
ask you a
boundaries though.
question,
That's the
Kev.
difference with me. I got boundaries. So go
Let
ahead.
me ask you a question, Kev. In that scenario, are they the one triggered or are you the one triggered?
Yeah, I'm triggered. I will be triggered because yeah, of course.
Okay, so when you
I'm gonna
say
boo
things
my own
like,
self
well,
because of them.
when you say things like, well, I'm not gonna let them have a voice because they're triggered. I mean, it's kind of
You heard the reason why I said it?
yeah, I did, but it's still a projection. Why? Because at the end of the day, you're triggered. That's why you don't want to hear what they have to
Of
say.
course, of course. I literally said everybody gets triggered, right? I literally said everybody gets triggered. I'm saying if you, so the difference is, like I said, if somebody come in your house, right? It's like you might as well say you don't get triggered when somebody come to your house and you kick them out for because you wasn't triggered. I'm saying, well, I'm saying if you have a boundary, so you run things a certain way, I think you have every right to choose if somebody should have a voice in your section or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody is wrong for not letting anybody have a voice, or they don't make them right because they do let everybody have a voice. So it just depends. Everybody run their stuff kind of differently, so it depends on people's purpose. But I do get it. That's why we gonna get to the topic about entertainment. Some people do stuff for entertainment, so they let trigger people talk, they let trolls talk, they let everybody talk. So that'd be them. You know what I'm saying? But it just depends on your purpose
I think
or
it's
your
getting
lifestyle.
intertwined. Oh, I'm sorry, Kev. Go ahead.
Go ahead, T.
No, there's a distinction. There's a slight gray line that we're crossing. So disrespect is insulting. Disrespect is the purpose of, so causation doesn't equal correlation. One does not have to equal the other. Now, disrespect could or could not be triggering, but they are not the same word. So a person saying that if my topic is, I don't know, country music, and everybody coming in here is now talking about rap music, then yes, to respect the space, it makes sense to say what we're focusing on is country music. And right now you're talking about rap music. So if you don't want to talk about country music, you should dismiss yourself. Now to say, all right, now we're talking about different country artists, and I don't like the country artists that you're talking about. So now I'm triggered. So now you don't have a voice. That's one thing. Another thing would be a person is saying F your country artist. That's disrespect. So it's like the words are just kind of getting blended together, that yes, a lot of things can be triggering to us because it is a traumatic response. And that's what I believe Jay Michelle is talking about, that all of us have a core. There's history behind us. There may be some things that are said or done that may touch that core from childhood, from whatever, past relationships, etc. And then our response to that could be a trigger, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is disrespect.
Yeah, I was about to say I understand that though, and you can give reasons all why, but everybody, I'm gonna put it this way: some people have boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't want to allow something, they don't have to. I mean, low key, I don't think my platform will run a certain way if I just allowed everyone to have a voice. You know, because y'all probably be uncomfortable. Y'all be saying that, or y'all act like these people don't trigger a lot of us, but y'all go back and forth with these people and stuff. So thank God that I drop people that do that. I don't just allow them to have a voice. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes it seems like we can contradict ourselves on what we talk about. But yes, that's part of like setting boundaries though. Everybody don't shouldn't, what I'm trying to say. Basically everybody I guess I don't agree that everybody should have a voice, it literally just depends though, especially if you want things run a certain way. But like I said, it depends on your intent. Some people do things for entertainment. They'll sit all day and let people roast each other or call people out each other's name and all this other stuff. But I'm a person that care about people, so recently I had to block people, because I realized they was triggering my whole room. Even though I might have been good, right? I might can control myself, but a lot of people still had things they had to work on, and they kept falling for certain people. So I was like, you know what? I can't allow them to have a voice no more on my platform. I just can't, because other people, they want to be better, but you got a person that's throwing them off. So I'm not going to allow them to have a voice anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
But
that
that's
makes
just,
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a time and place for everything. So like I said,
Yes.
if this John, if we are focusing on this and you are derailing this to talk about that, then you need to level set. Like, can you get with the program or not? And if you can't, then the space is not for that.
Yeah. Every space ain't for everybody. That's what it is. So. But where we at now? Anybody want to add or take whatever? We can go to the next one then. Yeah, otherwise, K in the building. All right, I guess we good. Everybody is real quiet.
Hey, we
They,
said hi. I don't know what Kay talking about. We can't talk. We talked in the chat.
what the heck did we just say? I
I
put hi on there. Is
know.
mine there? I put yo.
Tripping on you?
Is he triggered down? It's like no. It's like no. It's like. All right. So we did. Your stuff must got filtered. Is my stuff up there? I screenshot you. I put down yo. And then I was in the middle of talking to it. It's hard to multitask sometimes. All right, but all right, let's get to the next one then. Let's go ahead and start. You press the right
Yeah.
button and put.
Yeah.
What's
Let
up?
me say something. You asked if somebody had something to say. I was gonna hold my water, but the dam broke. I gotta bounce. I damn sure want to answer that last one. Hopefully y'all still up, but I gotta go in here and handle something. But I think it was who was that was building earlier? Jay Michelle, and I think all of us are somewhat familiar with the specifics of that word trigger, but we are using it sometimes in a not appropriate, not accurately. If you get upset, that doesn't mean that you're triggered. If someone pisses you off, that doesn't mean you're triggered. And I heard you say, Kev, well, certain behaviors trigger me, so I'm not going to allow this, that, and the other in my space, which I totally respect that when it comes to people having a voice. Yeah, you got a voice until you cross the boundary of the setting that you're in. But more importantly, I just wanted to say, it's been said before, and, you guys can take your own time to indulge in it more, and I know how words, they mutate. But a trigger is something that causes you to think of something traumatic or something that has happened that you've experienced. So something might happen today, and that same thing might happen tomorrow, and I could have two different reactions. Like it might not trigger me today, and it might trigger me tomorrow. It could be the same person, place, or thing. So the trigger is really just talking about when you're triggered to get into a cycle of abuse. When you start, either throwing insults or wanting to fight or wanting to cuss, or you might have a particular method of, modus operandi that you go to every time you get this certain trigger. Every time I hear, whatever, I think of what my mama did when I was 4, and I'm going to go start, abusing myself, when I'm cutting myself or whatever. So I would advise people to really look at it, because it really talks about, the different phases of the cycle. And then it also actually tries to help you to identify where you're at in the cycle. And then you learn how to have, prepared responses so that you don't have to continue in that cycle. Because eventually at the end of the cycle is, again, abuse. You're either going to abuse yourself or somebody. It might start with an insult, but at the end you might be, drinking or smugs or smecks. So typically it's someone that has more of a cognitive, disorder. We use this word a little too much. I wouldn't say a disorder, that wasn't right, but more of a mental issue as opposed to you just pissed me off. Because I get pissed off all the time. That don't mean I'm triggered. So I just thought I'd throw that in there.
Wait, so hold on, I might have missed it. My bad. So what is the difference between? Because I do agree. Every time you're angry, that don't mean that you're triggered. But what is the difference between being triggered and angry
Well,
about something? I mean, angry about something. I bet.
Someone, I can be stand corrected. I mean, I was a counselor. This was ages ago, but for 8 years, I did this, repeatedly every day. We had to talk to the people about their trigger and their cycle. So a trigger the word trigger is like, okay, what clicked? What clicked? So when you say you've been triggered, something clicked in you. Like when I said, well, something could happen today and the same thing happened tomorrow, but I was triggered today and it might not affect me tomorrow. So a trigger is an event, something that happened that causes you to immediately go into a mindset that either you've been through or, you know, that's tormented you, something traumatic. Maybe it's even something that happened to your mama. Like it might not even happen to you per se, but you hear something and it triggers, oh, that's what happened. That's how my mom was unalive. So now I'm going to go into a cycle of abuse. So the trigger is usually associated with something after. So if you get triggered and don't do nothing, you just pissed. But a trigger is going to cause you to get into a cycle of abuse. Either you're going to throw insult. It might start with insults. It might, you know, it might end with suicide. You know, it's always a buildup. Like you're going, oh, I'm pissed. It started. Now I'm going to go back, revert to the same way I used to. I used to fight when this happened. I'm fighting now. And you should know better. But the trigger causes you to get into your cycle and you lose it. You know, adults lose it. You see them up here, they lose it. Some people is past angry and you can tell it's like, now that's a little more anger than needed for that comment. That person might be triggered and totally in his, you know, 5-year-old state and be like, yeah, that's the teacher that did that to me. So it causes this psychological trauma that you relive and then you start acting out. So the trigger is usually associated with acting out. So if you don't act out, then you're not necessarily triggered. You're just pissed. You feel me?
That and so anger it is associated with, but it could be angst, right? So ANX, short for anxiety. But the core of, and this is just building off of what I believe that was Amir was just saying, there is a connection to something that typically happened that was typically traumatic. So this is some type of past experience, whether it was just yesterday in the past and it's traumatic, or if it was years ago. And now that you have experienced this, it is causing that domino effect. A trigger is a poke, like you pull the trigger to a 1-1.
Mm-hmm.
So now this has caused an effect. It's evoking a very strong and powerful emotion. So some people don't respond in anger, so to speak, but there may be a flood of emotion, a flood of anxiety, where your heart is beating real fast. However people experience anxiety, but it is very intense emotion. And then when you stop to pause, like, oh my gosh, all they did was said this one word. And it seems like it's something that was out of the blue. When you think through it, it is because it is connected to some traumas or something that you've experienced in the past that you haven't really gotten over.
See,
Yeah, let me oh, go ahead, Sean. You ain't said nothing.
yeah, I was gonna say, I think like we all know like what the definition of the word mean, but I think from what I be seeing is it's a lot of projection that comes with that, right? And I think the only person would know if they triggered is the person that is actually triggered, not the person that's saying that someone is triggered. So you can assume someone is triggered, but you'll never really know if they are. So it's a lot of assumption that comes with that. And I think if someone is honest with themselves, they would be able to tell if they are triggered. No one outside of them. And I think we had this conversation before when I was talking about, you know, confidence and arrogant. Don't no one know if someone is confident or arrogant unless like the only person would know that is the person that you are saying they are arrogant or confident. They would know if they truly being genuine or not. So when it comes to being triggered, I think a lot of times we learning new words and then it become like a trend and then people just blurt the shit out because they're just a new word of the goddamn month of the year. And a lot of times people weaponize that word to silence your ass at the same time. So you can't say that that's offensive. And then when people speak up, now they trigger and then they use the shit like hit dogs holler. And now by you speaking up, it making it seem as if what they are saying applies to you. So a lot of times people weaponize this shit and we don't really know if someone is triggered or not. Only person would know is the person that's saying is being triggered.
I don't. Let me say this real quick though. I'm about to say I think I disagree with almost everything he just said though, because you can like if you leave it to the person, of course the person is not going to admit that they're triggered or not. They can say anything, you know. They can be like, I'm not that, but it is things you pay attention to that you can tell. So let me say this right to make it. The thing is, we keep looking at triggered as a bad thing. Is everybody has triggers. It's something. It's like a reaction to something. So let me actually read the definition of trigger. Right. One of them says a mechanism activated by a trigger. And then another one say of a response caused by a particular action or process. So trigger you could trigger some happiness out of somebody. You could trigger a thought. You could trigger certain things off of different people's actions, or it's a certain response to certain things that might have got presented to you or whatever. So trigger is not always a bad thing. That's why I say everybody Literally have it. I mean, it took another outside source for you to react or feel a certain way about what somebody said or thought. That's just what that simply is. Everybody do it. So I don't know why we make it seem like that nobody do it or it's just a bad thing though. I mean, like I said, I can admit some things that might be said. Somebody talk about the Bible wrong or something like that. That triggers something. You know what I'm saying? That would trigger me. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, I gotta correct that. I don't like that. That may remind me of other people that don't know no better on that situation or something like that. So that's what that is. Then you saying that about not knowing what an arrogant person is. Like I said, an arrogant person not gonna say that they're arrogant. They're not gonna admit that. I mean, why would you leave it to them? They're gonna, just like people don't think a drunk gonna be thinking they drunk. A person that's I mean, of course. I mean, the thing is, a good person think a bad person think they good. Like they can't go off of that. It got to be certain things that you see on the outside. Because some people could lie about you. I can get that, but some people can tell you the truth and give you the reasons why you may be arrogant, prideful, jealous. All those things. It shows. It's just people want to change because that's why I say it got to be an objective meaning to certain things, and people can't change it. Like they be like, "Oh, I'm not angry. That's my way of showing happiness or something like that," but you're punching on somebody's face or something, like whatever it is, right? Anybody can change it, the definition of to fit their narrative to make them feel good. You know what I'm saying? So
Can I please? Were you done, babe?
yeah, I'm done.
Oh yeah. So what I was saying is that damn, I hate when Sean cuts me off.
It's a trigger right there.
Damn, yeah, no. Okay, so what I was saying.
Don't be
is
triggered
that
by
there's a
bro.
lot of- right. Something about him triggers me. But yeah, there's a lot of people who don't want to recognize their triggers. And you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people walking around being triggered and they're like, I'm not triggered, I'm just upset. Yeah. So there's something about the interaction that has triggered you. It doesn't have to be the actual words or the disrespect itself, but it could be that you're triggered by someone yelling at you, someone, you know what I'm saying, thinking that you're less than them, that they would disrespect you. There is some sort of trigger within that you are not able to pinpoint. And I think it's about really taking the time to really think about, why does this always elicit a response from me? And so that's all I'm saying.
Hey, I like what you said that though, because that's one thing I had to do. The thing is, that's one thing I recommend. That's why people don't take time to themselves or heal, because they can't identify their triggers. That's one thing I had to do when I was abstinent and when I stood time to all that stuff, right? I took time to myself and I actually was going to different rooms on purpose and asked myself, why am I reacting to certain people? Why is this? I always wired myself to whatever till I figured out why I'm getting triggered on certain things. So the thing is, yes, what was I getting to? Overall, yes, you have to identify your triggers. To act like people don't have triggers or you just trigger free, that's kind of delusional. I ain't gonna even lie though, because we just scared of that word or we hate how people use it. But it's true though. Even with T, what you talk about, you said about that is true, right? You can be angry without trigger. That means that you got angered about whatever the situation is. Trigger is just a response to something, a response to it could be a certain situation or somebody's action or something like that. Yes, that can happen. You could have anger or whatever just from personal things or something that's in your mind or something like that. I get that though, but majority of time they're triggers. Most of the time it's triggers because you looked at something outside of you and felt a certain way or something triggered in your mind or reflected on something like disrespect, right? When you hear the word, the B word, it comes from that. It had to be a trigger because somebody else used it in a certain way that made you feel a certain way. So when somebody uses it, it's going to be a trigger because it's something that it reflects back on. So what disrespect is, because it came through experiences.
So I agree with you, Kev. Everybody has triggers. I'm not disagreeing with that, right? But for it to be a trigger, it like you said, the B word, right? If I get, it don't matter who says it. If you say it to me, I'm going to react in a certain manner, and that's going to be a every time thing. You get what I'm saying? So, but to say that everything someone does, if you react to it, is a trigger, that's kind of a stretch.
What's
that's a
wrong though?
stretch.
That's the truth. What's wrong with that? What's the wrong
Because
with the
it's
word
not.
trigger?
Because all right, so look,
It's normal
this
human
is
stuff.
this is why it's a stretch. This is why it's a stretch. Because yes, the B word may trigger me to be angry. You get what I'm saying? It may, no matter who says it whatsoever, it may trigger me to be angry. And you and I may have a conversation where I'm dislikeful of the conversation, but I'm not triggered. I can still have this conversation. I'm not going to go up on you. It's not going to make me feel a certain way. I just don't agree. I dislike the taste of it. I'm not triggered though.
All I'm saying is, I'm about to say you can live that way, but I can't do that. I think the only way you can help yourself is identify your triggers. If we gonna keep living in denial and act like we don't get triggered and say that it's not a trigger, so we can't fix it, then we'll be stuck. I'm going to always admit that things trigger me because I'm a human being. It is nothing wrong with that. And like I say, all I do is ask myself. I don't take it as in this is just me, because I know a lot of people just take certain behaviors and say this is just me and be stuck. I'm a person that want to be better, so I'm gonna be like, no, I got triggered. Why did that happen? So let me figure this out so I don't have to keep reacting the same exact way. That's the importance of being a trigger. Jay, I know you was trying to go, so I'm gonna let you go.
Hey,
Then I'm gonna let you go right after Sean though, because I know Sean was trying to say something. What's up,
real
man?
quick. I'm triggered right now, and I was joking with you about the conversation triggering me. But that person down in the comments, mirror on the wall, triggered me because of their name. Now I need to know who that is,
What
because
the
it
heck?
ain't me.
Right? What the heck? Right? How the heck? I'm like, you got 3 phones, 4 phones.
That ain't me. That's
They
somebody
done
new.
stole your stuff. Wow.
Now I need
He
to know
said
who
you
that
need to
is.
reflect now.
Now I'm triggered. All right,
Like
I'm gonna
I
be
said,
quiet.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Back
That's
to
the
the
only
lady.
only way we can get better though. Once people realize that though, you got to be able to identify your trigger. You keep living in denial and saying that you're not triggered, you never get better. I mean, that's just reality. And I'm like I said, I have to do that myself. I had to literally do it myself. But as long as like I said, we could keep acting like we don't get triggered or say that or what it ain't. It's like that's the people that be saying, it ain't that bad or something like that, and yet it's affecting themselves and other people around it. But they keep trying to convince themselves to say, well, it ain't that bad. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you keep convincing yourself you don't have triggers, you keep convincing yourself that it ain't that bad, you will never get better. That's just what that is. So we gotta stop living in denial. But go ahead, Sean. Go ahead, Sean, and
Okay,
then get
yeah.
Jay Michelle in.
Both of y'all, okay. So the way I'm looking at it is, I think there's a difference from saying someone is a one way and saying I think, right? It's just like defamation. If you say someone is a rapist and then you say I think someone is a rapist, they both have different consequences, right? So when you say someone is triggered, this is what I mean by everybody have their own definition of things. So I think it's best, if you care about being effective, understand what they definition of it, right? Because when people use the word trigger, I've never heard no one say something positive, and when someone respond, you say, oh, you triggered. I have not yet seen anyone do that at all. But you only hear someone say
Who
trigger
let him up?
when you say something that people deem as offensive, and then they respond to it, you say triggered. So I understand what the definition of it, but we all know in today's time, everybody use their definition and they have their own definition of words. So I would say it boils down to when you're talking to someone, it ain't about the trigger. It's the fact that you can't say someone is a certain way. I know you say y'all could see somebody actions or things like that, but you don't know. So instead of saying it as an absolute, what's wrong with saying I think you trigger? If we forget the word, let's go with that. What's wrong with saying, hey, it's coming across like you trigger or I think you trigger? Why do it have to be an absolute with people who have that mindset? Why it just can't be I think you triggered? Because you don't know. So if you don't know, why not just say I think?
Timing and paying attention. It's literally a fact if you react to something instantly. But I would say this, right?
Was you triggered when my man came up on the panel?
Who was that?
The dude that just came up on the panel, did it trigger
Oh yeah,
you?
I got triggered. Yeah, I can admit that. Because I'm like, dang, whatever. But that's all right. But Shad, it's funny though, because the thing is, you saying it's like because you keep going off everybody's definition or how they use it, right? That you might as well say stop being a Christian or Islam, right? Because of how other people view it, and just change it because how other people say it, right? So I'm not about to say that I'm not going to no longer say I'm a Christian no more because everybody look at Christians a certain way. That's just crazy, you know. So all I'm saying is that it's positive ways to look at it and it's negative ways to look at it. I'm not about to keep switching it for somebody else. So I broke it down as much as I can to do that. it's okay. I guess you don't like people be able to make. You saying believe, right? I think some stuff is just literal facts. Some stuff is literal facts. If you see a person that hit a child, since we using extremes now, I'm not going to say, well, that's their way of showing love or something like that. That's just abuse. That's just what it is. Off rip. It's no. This is my route. This is my world. You know what I'm saying? My world. This is not abuse to me. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's a fact that you're hitting the child and you see a bruise on all this other stuff. That's still a form of physical assault, whatever you want to say it, right? So some things you can just call out. What you're saying is you're talking about. You said you use a rapist or something. They have no proof of that unless they seen another Peter get stuck in something that wasn't belonging to them. Yeah, you can. Then you can say that. That's different. That will be, I believe, or I guess. But if you see a person that sit there was quiet all that time, and then all of a sudden somebody else says something like, "I don't like black people," and all that, then you see somebody, what the f you talking about? You got every right to say this person is triggered because they wasn't saying nothing until this other person opened their mouth. So that's not a belief. That is a
For
fact.
example, hold on. Okay, hold on. For example, right? This is why I say it's a iffy, right? Because you can't negate the fact that they was patient and they sat around and waited, right? So how do you know that they just didn't build enough tolerance? Like, you know what, this shit is offensive. Let me just say something. So how are we gonna negate them being patient? And then when they finally speak, you use it against them. But when they was quiet, they get no credit for that.
That's not my point, but all right, I got you, man. I got you though. I guess we just gonna take away triggers. Some people got the ability to not get triggered, and some people don't. I get triggered all the time. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not about to get triggered about not saying that people don't believe in triggers. That's cool. It is what it is. I can embrace my triggers, so because I always try to change and be better. So we could keep living in denial. Did Jay Michelle ever go, or who had to go?
No,
Somewhere?
I was just trying to wait
You got the
patiently.
least.
Can I elaborate
Oh,
on that
at
real
least you
quick?
ain't get triggered, Jay Michelle.
Can I
I
elaborate on
always
that
like to come
trigger
with
thing?
facts. Like I don't like to argue with opinion.
We got you in a minute, filter.
So the whole like sociological like identification of the word trigger came from like the 1930s because of events that were happening, right? It came from like the Dutch adaptation to like Traken. So it was the idea that events, ideas, or actions were actually the catalyst of like those actions. I think that's what I think the other two guys were trying to say, that triggers are not necessarily in the moment disrespects. They're not in the moment events. You can't get triggered in the moment, right? Triggers come from past events that have happened that creates a deep emotional response. And I think what they were trying to say is that the same thing that you were trying to say, the same thing that you were trying to say, Kev, is that like we take these words and we kind of flip them because it's the adaptation for that moment. The same way that we like back in the 2010s, we were talking about, oh, I feel disrespect. I'm from New York. So like, we don't take disrespect, right? We don't take disrespect. Disrespect was a catalyst of above all things. Like no matter if you got hit, no matter if you got talked to wrong, no matter if you got cussed out, no matter if you got kicked, it was all under the guise of disrespect. We use trigger in the same way, but trigger from a philosophical and also from a sociological term comes from a deeper root. And I think that all they're trying to say is that we do have to be more advanced in the words that we're choosing, because if we're using these words in like a throw around type of way, right? Like somebody coming on your live and you don't know them like that, you're not triggered. Let's just be so for real. You're not triggered by them. You're not triggered by them. You may feel disrespected, but you're not triggered because you don't think about this person. It's not making you think about a deeper past. It's not making you sit here and think later up at night what did happen to. You're not thinking about the deeper story of what happened beyond that point of when you were on that live. And I think that's when we talk about the misuse of terms. I think a lot of times in our community, we create this synonymous type of point of view that every term means the same thing, and it does not. It does not. And that's oftentimes where our communication is often lost. So like trigger is not the same thing as disrespect. You can be disrespected in that moment, but that does not mean that you're triggered. Trigger actually has like a whole like term behind it when it comes to actual therapy, when it comes to actual research. And I feel that you can argue that point if you have not done the research of trigger.
I was the only person who gave a date in this whole panel between y'all arguing. I won't even say arguing, y'all debating. Nobody gave a date. Nobody know where that term came from. Really, it came from the 1930s. It really did. That's where it came from. And it came from specifically because when people were coming back from war, they were triggered by PTSD. So the way that we use terminology is very specific in how we can categorize our experiences. And I think that's all that we were saying, is that if you're going to use terminology, know the history behind it, know the definition, and know the intentionality. Once we start making it so synonymous, then we're not even able to categorize our own experiences, because now we're putting everything in one group when it's not in that same group. Trigger, disrespect, and just being mad, those are three different things. But you can't say that disrespect is synonymous to being triggered. You cannot say that. Even how we're saying it in a joking moment right now, even how we're saying it right now, that is not how it's supposed to be used, because it came from a specific root of people who experience lifestyles that, yeah, we could joke about and we didn't experience. And that's maybe why we fly that term around so much. But it's not coming from a lifestyle that you really live. And if you did, use it correctly. But that's often why it's like when we communicate things, we're looked on to be so lackadaisical, because we're not specifying what we mean. And if we're going to have like a whole debate about it, the least we could do is do our research about it. Because now all we're doing is just flying opinions around the room. And who cares about an opinion? An opinion can be right or wrong. Whoever cares.
And
But
do you
it's
believe people
specific.
get triggered by the word triggered?
You absolutely can.
Right. So that's why I said, even with that, right, disrespect still come through experiences or whatever
Disrespect is a
condition.
symptom of triggering. You
Yeah,
have
no,
to
I'm just saying
understand
in
the
general, like
symptoms.
nothing, like a baby don't know what disrespect is until they experience something that made them feel a certain way. That's why I was telling, I was actually telling my baby this though, like these words, right? Words, we create the meanings behind it, and it come through construction, right? So if you call a baby a B word, they're not going to cry, especially if you put it in a light way, because they respond to energy or the way that you deliver,
We're
right?
not talking about
So
like just saying just specific
can
words.
I
It
finish
could
for
be
2 seconds? I'm not talking about that either. I'm just saying that a lot of times you just saying it about it usually come from experiences, right? So even disrespect still come from experiences or whatever happened in our life, which I still say is a form of a trigger. So even okay, let me put it this way: since people don't like the word trigger, right, or saying it's being used wrong, just say, oh, we are responsive. We got to check our responses. Then I guess if that would make people feel better, right? Because they're getting triggered by the word trigger. So we have responses. We have to check our responses, and we can call out responses because as human beings, we're going to respond to certain things for certain reasons, right? Because of whatever whatever happened with our past. Like some things we might respond with a smile, some stuff we might respond with certain things. All that tends to happen because we are humans, and we trying to run away from being humans. I don't know, man. But overall, yeah, I guess if that's what make people feel better, we gonna stay away from the triggering word that's saying trigger, and we can say be response or whatever, responsive or whatever. I guess that if that will make people feel better.
This is why I told you, Kay. It's okay to choose a different word. Okay. I think that what we have to do the work as in people is that we're going to sit here and we're going to fight for a definition or fight for an experience or fight for why this is this or why should it be appropriate or inappropriate for certain ways. We have to do the research. Me, I'm willing to do the research. I'm not going to sit here and come on your panel and I'm not going to sit here and tell you anything just because it's my opinion. No, not that at all. These are things that I actually researched. So the only thing that I'm saying is if we're going to do this, if we're going to have these conversations, so we don't look lackadaisical nor mediocre, we have to do the research behind this instead of just always perpetuating an opinion. Opinions don't get us nowhere. Plenty of people got opinions.
No, pride don't get us nowhere.
Huh?
Pride don't get us nowhere because if we
Pride
missing the
doesn't get
whole
us anywhere.
if we miss
I'm
the
not
whole
saying
point
that you
of even if somebody using the word wrong, right? Do you get the point? Some people
But
so
then
big
that's
on
the
trying to
thing. If
correct
someone
people.
gets the point and they're trying to tell you that that's not how that word works, why are you
Why is
so?
that the most important thing? It's either you fit the narrative or not. Why is it so
Um,
important to correct somebody because you may be triggered about the word triggered?
And why? My thing is, why do you
That's some
feel so
funny stuff.
disrespected, or why do you feel so challenged in being like
It's
corrected?
not.
No one's trying
It's
to
not
correct your
that. All I'm
feelings.
saying, I'm trying to make it fair because everybody look at things from a negative way, and if you want to become, I guess everybody don't
The
want to become
word
better.
did
Like
not
I,
come
because,
from a positive. It did not come from a positive like.
well, I'm using a
can I?
different way. Just like Christmas
But you're
didn't
trying
come
to do
from.
something that no one else does to make yourself like promote your point. That's the
Can I
thing.
No,
chime
it's
in
the
real
people that
quick?
You keep
understand. They gonna
doing that.
understand. Now, some people can refuse to understand. That's the difference,
It
right? So
doesn't come
Hey,
from a
hey,
positive
hey, hey,
connotation.
Kev,
that's.
can I
But how
chime
can
in
you
for a
not?
second?
How can you tell that? That's what I'm saying. You just did the same thing that Sean said that you can't do right. So you're saying that it's not coming from a positive way. When I'm speaking and I'm telling you different examples of
So
how it can be viewed in a positive way.
it can be viewed in a positive way, Kev, but the word that's used in
Okay, you know what? This is
majority
what you want.
is
You right.
not
You
in
right. If that make
a
you feel
positive
better,
connotation.
you right.
It's kind of
Hey,
like
well, hold
y'all
on,
be
wait,
trying
wait,
to
hold on,
find
hold on,
loopholes to
hold
make
on,
it
hold on, hold
right.
on, wait. Can anybody on this panel tell me when the last time you heard someone say something positive about someone, and then when they respond, they said you triggered? Give me a time you heard that.
Exactly.
Can I,
Hold on.
All right.
You'll
can I
never
Okay.
hear
chime
me.
in?
Okay. Y'all can have it though, because
Hold
that's the
on. Hold
thing.
on.
Y'all, if y'all want to refuse to, it is stay being mad
I
at triggered and
understand. Hold
stuff.
on.
Y'all can do that. So
I understand what you're saying, host, right? But you have to truly understand. Words, I cannot use a word and want it to mean something different based on how I feel and expect you to understand where
I
I'm
read
coming
the
from.
definition.
Now, I know. Hold on, though. You have to understand. So, if a person is using a word and the word is triggering, it doesn't stem from nothing to say it can be positive or negative. The word consequence can be used in a positive or negative. The word triggering cannot be used in a positive form based on the origin of the word, was never on anything positive. So, what they're saying is actually a true statement, though. So, you can't be mad at a fact versus your opinion about the word. It's like it's not a really agree to disagree. It's a level of understanding that comes with that. And when you truly understand something, you don't have to agree or disagree with it. You're understanding it for exactly. I don't disagree or agree with lions, yet I understand what the fuck they do. I apologize. I understand what they do. So what she's saying, what Sean is saying, is kind of like what they're saying is a true statement. The word origin in itself is a bad word. So when you apply it to somebody, you can't say, "Oh, they triggered in a good way." No, they're not. That is a bad word.
What's the
They're
better word
excited.
then?
They would be excited. They would be excited. They would be full of joy. There are other words that can betterly express the feeling versus saying they're triggered. We know what trigger is implied. And if you know the origin of the word, how do you turn that to spin it to something good based on how you
Okay, he's trying to
feel?
move past that though. He's trying to move past that. He's like, okay, we can go past. A better word would be offensive. So should easily offensive people be allowed to have a voice, etc. But he's accepted it like different ways. He's like, oh, okay, that's the way y'all. Okay, cool. He's steadily trying to move past that. So I don't know. What's like the next topic?
Hey, Kev, can I chime in real quick before I
Go
gotta
ahead.
go?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Listen, I heard everybody. I've been listening for a while, right? First of all, thank you for having me up here. Let me not be rude. Someone asks, has the word trigger ever been used in a positive way? Another word for trigger is motivation, first and foremost. Second of all, there is positive trigger. And third of all, yes, she's right about the origin about the word. But throughout time, we all know that the dictionary fluctuates and it expands and words get removed from the dictionary. So what Kevin is trying to say is currently, modern, we use that word in everyday language. And soon the dictionary will change that word to expand upon it. At one time, it might have been a noun and it turned into a verb. So we have to understand that words do get changed. And yes, we need to use a better vocabulary and we need to use better grammar. I understand that. But we got to also understand that a trigger may not even be about the person that's talking. It could be about someone that they remind you of. So it does have something to do with the past. If the voice, the tone, the cadence, the height, the color, the religion, the political affiliation, if any one of those things are connected to someone that reminds you of somebody else, that is also a trigger. Someone can trigger and remind you of somebody else. So it doesn't have to have a history with that person. That person can remind you of somebody else. So in this case, that's false. So thank you for
the origin of the word from 1930, but we are in 2025, and that word is used very heavily. And if you know anything about how the English language works, they will add an expansion to that word. I just want people to be open-minded. You are right about the origin, but that was 100 years ago, and it means a whole totally different thing now. I just want you to open your mind up to be a little bit more flexible and adaptable, that two people could be right at the same time. That's all I want to say.
Okay, I
Yeah.
understand what you're saying completely, right? But I just lacked what you said. Does trigger and motivation mean the same thing? It's telling you it don't. People want it to be, but it don't. So again, it's what she said. Y'all trying to change the action of something.
No, no, no.
It's
Nobody's changing it because
but you
Why
hold on,
would
hold
they
on.
mean the
You
same
said
thing?
it's already
hold on.
been in
I'm saying what
existence
he
for
said. He
years.
said trigger and motivation is the same thing. It could be
That's not
mean
the
for the
same
same thing.
thing.
All right,
Right, but that's what he
look
said.
up
So
You
motivation.
could trigger a
look,
motivation.
Look,
does trigger mean motivation? Does trigger mean motivation? The term trigger is often used intentionally with motivation, but they are not the same. Triggers are similarly the active of a person desire to take action, which and then the sentence stops because I didn't go down to read
that's
more.
not
But they're telling
motivation.
you
Would you
they're
sit
not the
here and tell your
same.
boss
But they
that
are
I
not
felt
the
triggered
same.
to get a higher position? Let's just be so for real. This is the stuff that upsets me. It's because like we're sitting here trying to change the context, and we
Have you
know the
ever triggered a
context of
thought?
things. We are all educated black people in this group. We know the
I'm trying to
context
see
of
y'all about
things.
to win
Would
something
you
though.
sit
Y'all
there and
trying
tell your boss, I am triggered to have a
because they
promotion
really
right now?
triggered off
Because
this
if
being
you
triggered.
said triggered to your boss, your boss is going to sit there and figure out what is the negative spaces that you exist in this environment that I need to make better. We all know the connotation. And the thing that gets me is that we cannot even have a conversation where we could just agree on something. Yes, it does exist in other connotations. Yes, you can add other connotations to the word, but we know how the connotation of the word is used. And so we spend such lackadaisical moments arguing about stuff that we already know because we know it's not the same thing.
We
You
get it.
know that you're not sitting here telling people around the world, oh, I am positively triggered. You know that you're not saying that. So what's the point of arguing about something that you don't even say? You don't even say it, my guy. What are you talking about right now? What are
How
you
do you
talking
wait? Time
about?
out.
And
How
that's
do
why
you
we
This
wait?
waste
Wait,
time as
wait.
a community.
But
We
but how
waste
do you
time as the
know? How do you?
community
Let me
by
ask you a
thinking we
question.
have such a point to get across, but the
If
point that you're trying to get across doesn't even land.
yeah,
You
but
sound
hold
It
up,
ain't
you. I
hold
ain't
up a
gonna lie. You
landing.
second.
sound triggered. You
Hold
sound
up a
triggered right
second.
that,
now.
Hold up a
that's what I
second.
was
Exactly. See how you
He
that's
asked.
what I
act?
was
Wait a
gonna
minute. The
say,
And you're
Kev.
gentleman.
doing it in a lackadaisical moment
That
because
The
that's just a
gentleman
word for
asked a
you.
she's
question. He
not triggered.
said,
She's offended by the lack of understanding of words. There's a difference because again, trigger
uh
is something that it there has to be a past trauma that activates that. She stated that.
Okay.
right, but it
We
could
got
but
also
a
be
okay.
wouldn't you
We got a
something that
few
say
people in
reminds
here
you of what
but
that
happened
don't
in the
get
moment.
triggered. That's cool then. So I'm a person that can
what would
admit
you
it. Anybody that can admit it, that's
Yeah,
cool
some
though.
people get
So much.
triggered. Some
Some of
but
y'all
people
don't. So
but didn't you
that's
say
cool
that the
then.
definition of
But
trigger
these be
is
the
that you
main people
feel
that
that
be
you need
either
to
cussing people out or whatever, or keep on. So we can keep on trying to convince ourselves though, and saying that that's cool. That's cool though. But I'm just saying, which I've said at the beginning, I can identify minds. I don't sit there and go around here and keep on talking about, well, that's not what that means. Let me stop. No, the
no.
main point is to point it out, work on it, and that way you know why you reacted to what you reacted. Like, because some of this stuff
Yes.
is right now we just fighting pride right now. You just want to be right. I don't know, that's gonna make you feel good tonight or something like that because oh man, this is the whatever. I'm just saying that you still have to point it out, and everybody does it. It's not a bad
okay.
thing. People get angry. That's not a bad
Yes,
thing.
because if it's something that affects you of your past, yes, you should point out and correct the problem. Why? Because if you do not, it can become a trigger later on down the line, making you extremely dangerous, not just to yourself, but to other people around you. So, yes, you should be pointing out a personal problem that can trigger you to flip the fuck out.
Yeah.
That's anybody should be doing that so they don't have a mental breakdown
Yeah.
because that's what a trigger represents. You snap somewhere. You just went off over a past event this person did not know about that has nothing to do with them, but yet the way you reacted to that lets me know you have a something is traumatizing connecting you to this in particular situation. So when I spoke on it, it's why you reacting like that. Clearly, you are triggered in that situation because you have a past problem that you haven't dealt with. So that past problem becomes a what? A trigger.
Yeah.
But he
But
has
my
no
thing is
problem
one part.
admitting
Go
that,
ahead,
At the
baby.
end of the
though.
day,
No,
That's what
no,
he's saying.
yeah,
Hold on. No,
yeah.
but
If you can
okay,
admit it, that's fine because
no,
you can identify the problem to correct the problem.
no. A lot of people don't identify it. That's the thing. They just,
I agree.
they put it under the blanket of I'm just angry. And the thing he's just saying is that being triggered is not. It's a normal human reaction and it's like I think he's just saying like
No,
people
what
make
happened was when we tried to change the definition
She
of
about to try to trigger you.
triggered,
That's what you cutting people off.
that's what
I
happened
say
is when
that's a
we
sign
tried
of
to
trigger.
change the
Look
Can
up
I
the
definition.
get
word.
in,
Look up the
Kev?
word
so hold
motivation.
Yeah,
on.
let me
I
get
didn't get
When you
let
try to say you are
so
motivationally
uh,
triggered, that
I
does not
didn't get to
exist. No,
hold on real
finish.
quick, man. I know you trigger right now. So we gonna let Rachel finish. Then let Mira come in, and then y'all can go back. We get you. We try to force y'all fighting on this word all day. We can fight on that word. If that's gonna make you better in life, that's cool.
Yeah, I
Go.
look, Jay, I totally understand what you're saying. It's just that I think what he's saying is that you can use there's a lot of words that you can use to your benefit and you can use in a positive way if you don't let words basically like control you and your reactions and stuff like that. But dang, I keep losing my train of thought though. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody's just
Triggered.
interjecting.
Hey, triggered right now.
Um, yeah, okay. So yeah, so the thing about triggered is it's about the trauma, right? Everyone's trauma is different. It literally can be like something small to you, it may not look traumatic, and it could be something big to somebody else. And so we're not personally, I'm not saying go ahead and tell people that they're triggered or whatever. But if somebody were to say you're triggered, I'm not sure what is the problem, because people use words all the time. Like you're gonna have people use words to downplay whatever, but it's for you to kind of take a step back and say, oh, okay, wait, maybe is this a moment that I was triggered? You get what I'm saying? I think he's just trying to say like take a step back and actually look at the interaction and why the response is coming out of you. That's it.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna read the definition one more time, and I'm gonna let because I'm like I say, I'll read these definitions before everybody come with this back in 1940 stuff, which we realize that stuff changed or whatever, but we can stick with that. So once again, the definition of trigger it says activated by a trigger, and then it say of a response. So it say caused by a particular action, process, or situation. Don't say nothing about trauma. It just it's obvious the word must have evolved, right? So trigger, right? It say cause an event or situation to happen or exist, right? Of an event or situation, cause someone to do something, especially of something read, seen, heard, distress, typically of as a result of arousing feeling or memory associated with particular trauma. So that's the one y'all talking about on that one, right? So it shows many definitions that still you can use the word trigger because it don't mean it. So that's just like people that keep talking about this racism thing, right? At one point, it say particular because that's why some black people don't believe they can be racist, right? They say, oh, well, racism, particularly of a higher majority or over the minority or something like that, right? It's a particular, right? But at one point, it probably was just only that. But now it just flat out say to be prejudiced against another race is racist. You know what I'm saying? So that is that's how it works. People create definitions, right? So people can advance it or take it away. That's what happens in this world. So keep on going to the origination of something that don't. If we still, that's mean we're stuck. And that's what people get stuck at the past, right? Because things do change. Just like Christmas and all that stuff. That didn't originally start the same way, but we realize if we pay attention to how people use it, we realize that they're using it to celebrate to be with family, to celebrate Jesus, to you know what I'm saying? But it might not been from the origination, right? So we gotta I get everybody trying to use origination to prove a point, but look at definitions now. Look at how things. That's just all we can go by. Just like we realize bashing, right? That used to be a physical thing. They done upgraded that definition. Now it's a verbal thing. It's all that. So we can't keep sticking with the past and act like everybody talking about the same exact thing. Some stuff evolved, just like they created it. Humans created it. They can change it. That's just what it is. But go ahead, Mirror.
All right. I was trying to get in. You know, I was a little triggered, but not triggered enough to be yelling over top of everybody. Who was, a little more triggered. I don't necessarily come to these conversations expecting it to always be
Yep.
I'll land.
Yep. I do also want to say, like,
When you made the question, how did you intend for the word trigger to be used?
The exact definition I just read. That's what I'm saying. Everybody keep telling me the definition. I look up stuff. I look up stuff before I come up here, though. That's the thing.
And should you be allowed to use your voice? And what way would you think that is supposed to be? Negative or positive?
Negative.
Okay. I'm not sitting here asking, are you so positive that you should not be allowed to use your voice? So you recognize that there is a connotation after the word.
Yes, I get that.
Okay, and I also agree with you that there are different connotations that can exist with the word. I'm not even disagreeing with you right now.
Yeah, like I said, if that's your point, you trying to, I guess you want to be heard or something. Yeah, that's cool. I was about to say that's cool. Of course, I was coming from the negative aspect on that one, right?
Yeah.
I was just I'm trying to be balanced and letting people know that everybody has it. So it's nothing wrong it's nothing wrong with you for having it. It's nothing wrong because somebody may call it out either. Because everybody act like they're so perfect and they can't get called out and say that I get to identify what I do. Nobody on the outside can tell me what I am. And that's pride right there. That's the biggest issue today. That's why nobody can't change. We basically saying that nobody can say something about me that I'm so-called know about me. Some people don't know themselves.
No,
you know
I accepted what you said. I accepted what you said. Now you know me. If I come in here and I try to debate, I'm coming with just facts, right? I'm not coming with my opinion or nothing like that.
Yes.
Okay?
But I did look up the word. That's why I read it to y'all again. I looked it up, and I'm not using it incorrectly because I just read the definition to y'all. It's basically like I'm saying, we can't, and like I said, you right from the past, I'm right for the now. You know what I'm saying? Because words evolved. I looked up, we can all look it up. I can put on this background of what triggered mean, and we can all at least be on one accord. From there, if we want to throw our feelings in it, that'd be on choice. But I usually look up stuff before I even try to, before I try to talk about it, so I can at least know a little bit of what I talk about. And sometimes I can get corrected later because I might have not looked something up, and then we can talk about it, and then I'll be like, all right, cool, I was wrong. It's okay.
Okay, debate wise, I can sit here and just agree with you to just like disagree. We know our place. I don't know about anybody else, but I would love to move on to the next question, like T said.
Yeah, that's why I'm speaking to the whole entire room. It's not just one person in here, but yeah. All right, so what happened? Okay, everybody out. All right, cool. Are you able? Oh, this about to be one. So some people can identify stuff, some people can't. What I'm learning so far. Um, let's start with T. Are you able to identify a bias in a conversation?
For the most part. So when you identify biases, it's typically based on people that you know, or if you're picking up on a pattern in a
Yeah,
conversation.
I like
So,
that.
as an example, if I come into a room, what people speak most about, and this is what I'm a derail, but I'm gonna come right back. My uncle only dated very young women. He would tell me like he only dates like 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, etc. And I was like, oh, wow. But a 20-year-old looks like a 30-year-old. So how do you know the difference? And he said it's with the things that they talk about, that you know exactly where a person is because of the things they're talking about. That if you go to a TGI Fridays and the little girls are sitting there talking about Cardi B or talking about, and then you're sitting there talking to a group of 30-year-olds and they're talking about a different thing, then you can tell the difference. So all of that to say that if you hear the direction of the pattern of the things that people say. Like some of these brothers have some of the same types of posts out here for these lives, and it's a pattern of women this. Don't you see how bad women are? Or you have women who also, men do this, men do, their pattern is very loud and clear where they have biases. So when you come on their panels, it doesn't matter how they, the narrative they put on the topic, they will always spin back to what they support. And that's how you can pick up on their biases.
Mm, I like that. So yeah, the ability. I like that. Patterns. I like that one. That was very good. Hold on. I actually got to be biased right now and give a clap real quick.
I'm triggered.
You actually next though. Are you able to identify a bias in a conversation?
It's on me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Are you able to identify a bias? Hell yeah. I can tell you. I'll give you an example.
You gotta mute and unmute. Something happened. Are you on the phone?
All right, there you go. All right, cool.
There you go. There you go.
Like when, let's say we having a conversation about a man, like being abusive to a woman, right? You won't whatever the woman did to the man is no excuse for him to put his hands on a woman. So if I hear someone have that talking point, and then when it comes to that Shakari Richardson thing, right? When I hear them say, well, we don't know what he was doing behind the scenes, now I have to wonder, because you didn't give that man that same grace when you was explaining him being physical toward that woman. But when you want to talk about what she did, we can only go by what we see. Now, what we seen was her physically hurt that man. When you add in stuff that's not on the video, now it makes me feel like, okay, you're being very biased. So that's how I could tell.
Okay. I don't know, Sean, if you know if I set you up or not, but it's cool.
Hey, hold on. You set me up. What kind of shit is that?
You the main one that just got set up though, because I was hoping you answered that question that way too. You said, all right, because I can use that same thing what you said about how can you tell me if I'm arrogant or not? It's the same thing.
Okay.
It's patterns.
But
It's literally just patterns. That's all.
Hold on. Yeah, but the things that we're talking about, I'm talking about there's a physical evidence of this man, this woman hitting this man. So it's not an assumption. It's not me thinking anything. It's a physical evidence of that, and we can't dispute that evidence.
Oh, you
I
can.
know what you're
That's
trying
what
to
I'm
do. It didn't
saying.
land.
I see what you're saying though.
It didn't land. It didn't land.
You could get physical evidence. Hey, say put it this way, right? Say if a person, all the time, every time they say if they post or whatever, you can and it's a pattern, right? You see the way that they post every time is about them or them talking about them better than somebody else. So they every last almost all they posts is like they done had made by maybe about 3 posts is about the same thing. You can flat out just confirm now after that you got enough evidence to say this person is arrogant. this person think that they better than everybody else. You can literally say that because that's a consistent habit that they have, or whatever. It's a just basically the same thing that T said. It's like it's a consistency behind it. It's a pattern. You know what I'm saying? So that's how you can identify certain things. But that's why I think she kind of
Can I?
dang there. She broke that down though. Yeah.
So
That's
let
what.
me give you an example of okay, I do believe that it was two. I'm gonna be quick, hopefully. As long as you don't respond, as long as you don't say nothing after I mute up, because you're gonna force me to respond. Okay. Okay. So what I see the separation, the difference between what we both just said uh, is when you say there's a pattern, I could agree with on the pattern part, right? But that pattern has to be like when we talk about the bias standpoint. Oh, let's forget that. Let's go with relationships. Forget the pattern.
Hmm.
Let's go with the relationship, right? Let's just say that, and this is what happened on social media, is people could be posting happy pictures, right? Like they just everything is peaches and cream. But then the moment they break up, now people feel entitled to, well, I thought everything was good and you just such and such, right? But then when you put your business out there, when y'all are together and everything is good and you post your good and your bad, then people will say, why they bringing their business to social media? So it's like it's a lose-lose with a lot of things with people, right? So if you and Rachel was posting all of y'all positive things, right? I can't just make it up for speculation like, nah, we really don't know what's going on behind the scene. Kel might be hitting her. Like, nah, there's no. Y'all have consistently showed a pattern of y'all could disagree and still be functional together, right? So y'all, he's smiling.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was biting my
y'all showed a pattern
lip.
of, oh, y'all showed a pattern that y'all could agree and disagree and still be functional on the same panel and don't allow that to affect you guys' relationship moving forward. Y'all can still bounce from panel to panel and still support each other. To me, I could just say from what I've seen that I don't think that y'all have those, like y'all don't hide y'all relationships. Don't mean you don't have triggers or whatever. I'm just using it as an example. It don't mean that y'all relationship perfect. It just shows that y'all are willing to show that you're not perfect. Therefore, people can still look at y'all like regular people. But outside of that, I can't just for me. I don't know about anybody else. For me, I don't like assumptions because at one point I battled depressions and insecurities, and when I built myself up to where I am now, people start to tell me that I'm arrogant and they don't know where I come from. And that could, I guess you can say, that part would be triggering for me because it comes from a trauma response. That is a part of me I can acknowledge is triggering. That if it's, I feel like I'm on a talk show. If it's something that I battled through, and I was insecure and had all these depressions, then I battled from that, and now you perceiving my confidence as arrogant, that will trigger me because I've done a lot of work behind the scene to get this confidence. And for me to get to this point, now someone is trying to say I should go back into that damn turtle shell. I think that's that will trigger the shit out of me. So
Do
I could
you
agree with that
believe?
part. That will trigger me.
Let me say this then. Do you believe you do that because of the stuff you went through?
The what part?
You display you said that you don't want to call it arrogance, right? But you display your
Yeah.
confidence for the masses because of the stuff you've been through, and it help you like it's a coping, right, to deal with whatever
Oh, okay,
happened.
okay.
Would you
Nah,
say that?
because I genuinely no, because I worked past it. Remember, I told you I did therapy and all this shit. So I worked past a bunch of those trauma things when I went through therapy. So I know that that's why I stand on the shit that I stand on as far as like not being those gender roles and being who I am as a person. Like I'm confident and I'm comfortable with being who I am 100%. That's why I was telling that person that was on here earlier, the T person before they left, that you take your world with you. And that's what I do. So I exude who I am when I'm around anybody. I don't allow nobody else to dictate how I move and how I think about myself. No one has the power over that. So now I do feel confident, but I don't believe in that trying to humble me and shit because you perceive my confidence as arrogant. That's what I'm saying. You could be wrong when if I'm looking at it like, Kev, you know what, man? You just a cocky motherfucker. That's different from me saying, hey, Kev, I think you cocky. I'm okay with saying I think because that's not putting something or jacket on someone that is not deserved. But when you say, yeah, you're a cocky motherfucker, you saying it as an absolute as if you actually know 100%, and I don't know 100% of nothing because I don't know anybody's life from based upon a panel. So I think it's okay to have say someone you think someone is triggered compared to saying they are triggered because we all know through law saying someone is something and you saying you think have two different consequences to it. Now, Land.
I'm about to say, I think some things you can. Just like if you see caught somebody in a lie, you got every right
I
to say
just
they're
said
a
I wasn't
liar.
gonna respond if you just be quiet. I wasn't
Yeah, and
gonna
I
respond.
was adding to it though. You know, if they lying in your face or you caught them in a lie, you can say they a liar. They know I think they a liar. You know what
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
okay, I agree. Okay, you just said something different. You said caught him in a lie. I
Yeah, you got the
agree on that.
evidence.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
got the
You caught him in
pattern.
a lie. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. All right, let me get game time in, then Maya, then my baby.
Yeah, I usually go by the opinions and the conversation of an actual person to identify the bias in it. It's kind of for me, it's easy to tell once I start doing fact finding questions. I can start noticing where they always tend to go every single time, and they usually don't really change up. I guess in a way I can use the last one as I can tell when they kind of get triggered on something, and I can tell okay, well you're probably gonna be biased in this situation right here. That's how I
Hmm.
can usually tell. But I did want to say something what Sean said kind of confused me a little bit because when you
Uh-oh.
think when you think something, doesn't that mean like you know it? Like, because I confuse when people say, "Well, I think you're wrong," but doesn't that mean that you just saying that they're wrong? I
I
don't.
just tell you that you're wrong.
But I'm saying, but I'm just saying like when people say, because it seems as though people say when they say I think, they're kind of like saying that I'm unsure. So is thinking mean that you are unsure now when you say I think?
Nah, hold on. You know what? That's a good question because to me, I guess I see things totally different. Because I always tell Kev this when I'm on the panel, like I don't like to tell people that they are wrong. I always say that, right? So I always try to find a balance in a lot of the stuff. If I don't know something to be exact about someone, I just refuse to say I know. Or if I know you lying, I'm gonna tell you that you lying because there's a source and we can have the evidence to prove that. But just to sit there and say someone is lying based upon an opinion, I wouldn't think you want to be. I don't think somebody would be effective in a conversation that way. Just saying somebody is lying based upon their opinion, and neither one of y'all have any facts to back it up.
So basically, you just being nice by saying I think, because you know they're gonna understand what you mean.
You know why? Because I want to be effective when I'm communicating with people. I don't care about being right. I just want to be effective. I don't just want to be heard. So that's how I move. But I guess I understand everybody don't move that way, and that's cool.
I understand. I'm just trying to figure some things out because I heard a lot today, and I was a little confused on everything. That's all.
That man said I heard a lot today. Yeah, I come to speak up. Yeah, yeah. I just because okay, imagine. Let me just use this. I remember when Kev, I ain't trying to bring it up, but he had a viral video, right? Now, people were assuming stuff about this man. That's different from when I seen all the videos. There's a difference from somebody saying he is this and I think he's this and based upon what he's saying. But people were saying it as an absolute, and that's a bad jacket to put on someone based upon a statement that they made.
They had no
You don't care
evidence.
about the intent. Yeah, you had no evidence. You don't care about the intent. You don't know if he said something out of term that he didn't know he was saying that was wrong or nothing. You didn't ask him. You just went off of what you just basically heard, and he didn't even have a pattern of that. You just took a clip or something and just jacket this dude. So I think when you jacket someone and label someone, especially on social media, what they call doxing, people lose their careers and jobs behind you saying someone is something, but they're actually not.
I get it now. Okay, now I understand. All right, fair enough.
But you got Maya, and then we get Bailey in.
I was just listening. I just find it funny. I think we base our identity off of what other people say. So
Not down to say.
so the concept of being a man is based off somebody else's perception of what a man is. It's just so funny to me. And then being a woman's perception is based off of what somebody thinks what a woman is. It's very interesting. It shows a lack of confidence, yes. It shows a lack of self-perception, you know. It shows a lack of respect for oneself. It's just interesting to me. Like, to put human beings, which are multiple things, right? If you understand what the concept is, you understand there are multiple layers to each category, which goes into being a human. People are very funny. they're so insecure. And that goes to whatever a person decides that fits in. It's just so much insecurity. Male, female, yes, no, up, down. It's just so much insecurity in all of the concepts. I'm just listening. I'm like, wow, that's just so crazy. The lack of the ability to respect yourself creates disruption for other people. You know, you're your own person. Every individual is born with their own understanding of themselves. Other people, you're never gonna understand other people. What do you
Mm-hmm.
believe? What do you believe without any influence, without any manipulation? What do you believe about yourself? That is the most important thing. But in today's world, on this, especially this internet stuff, oh my God, I come on the internet to study. I study the people on the internet. They're so easily manipulated. Like if you have 1,000+ followers, you can manipulate masses of people. It's just so interesting. It's crazy. It's about numbers with these people. All you have to do is manipulate certain concepts with them, and they'll follow behavioral patterns, which can create an entire world.
Oh, damn, Tom.
It's funny to me. It's sad, too. They're very influenced.
I didn't think y'all heard it.
And they're very insecure, too. Like, they'll start insulting you if they disagree with you.
Mm-hmm.
One disagreement, they want to fight and they want to go to war. It's like sad. But I guess this is what happens. But when you're smart, when you're aware, you can understand and you can see these people. You can see them from a mile away because when they start talking, you can see their mind state. It's very funny.
Message erased.
All right. Time up. Let's get
I just want to piss you
let's
off
get
real
Bailey.
quick because it's Virgo season. Yeah, don't fucking play with.
There you go. Play that. It's like, no, come back up, man. You went
Who you
below
just
the
dropped?
belt. I'm triggered. It's like, come back up. You gotta get your spot. All right. Let's get Bailey in, and then we gonna get Kay in, and then we do open panel. I think T wanted to start the open panel.
What's
We
up?
say Kay, big Virgo. That's some funny stuff.
Oh, I am. Hey man, 29 laps around this fucked up ass place feels great.
Your birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday, man. Hold up.
Appreciate it. Hold on.
29, you almost boy, you almost at that big 30, boy. You gonna see
hold
how
on.
it feels when
I ain't there yet.
how the arms and everything feel when you get to that age, boy. But let me get Bailey. Everybody, y'all can gift K man, gonna give him some little money. You can probably buy him up hot and ready and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Don't come in handy.
You're hot and ready.
I don't know. Now, hoping ain't the other hot and ready. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa.
Keep discipline. What you got, Bailey? What you got for me?
What's up, y'all? So I just go ahead and answer the questions on the prompt.
You just doing the first two. Well, first three, I mean. The green one, the other two white ones.
All right. Insults in the conversation. I'm sorry, excuse me.
They said answer the door.
Insults during the conversation, it tells me that you're not confident yourself. It throws a person off while you're talking. It's getting under their skin and stuff like that. It's very immature. Should Should easily triggered people be allowed to have a voice? I feel like they should be. I feel like they should have a voice, but they shouldn't be listened to. Are you able to identify a bias in a conversation? Depends.
Oh, you gonna be quick with it. She ain't want that background being too loud too long. She gonna answer it real quick. Boy, I gave it up 3 minutes for nothing.
Yeah, they be playing too much.
You said not on my turn. All right, Kay, what you got for me, my brother? You can do the first 3.
Okay, throwing insults during the conversation shows a a lack of vocabulary, intelligence, because there's other ways you can go about situations. Should easily triggered be allowed to have a voice. Everybody should be allowed to have a voice. However, if you know you are triggered by something, just stay the fuck away from it. That's the most vilest thing, is to go into a situation knowing that you can at any point in time go off. And are you able to identify bias and absolutely, very easy. People damn sure show that shit all the time. Hell, the other day, shit, we seen it play out, if y'all remember.
Oh boy. So I'm gonna say this though. With that question right there, allowed to have a voice one. I'm gonna be for real. I do agree that everybody should have a voice though. So I kind of I put that topic there just to put it out though overall, just to get people triggers like nah. But overall, yeah, everybody should be able to have a voice. But I just want to see everybody's perspective where they came from on that, because I was only adding. I think everybody answered that. I wouldn't say right, but they answered a righteous way, right? They answered it a righteous way. So I do agree. Overall, I threw the boundaries and all that other stuff in it later, just to, I guess, add some when times they shouldn't have a voice, or they should, you know what I'm saying? So overall, yes, the statement itself, everybody that said that, yes, it is true. Everybody should be able to have a voice, easily triggered or not. Everybody should get a chance to be heard. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Shoot, I got about another hour on this thing before I start trying to lay it low. Now let's get to the juicy one now. This is my main one that triggers me. Speaking of trigger, baby, did you even go? You do some of these? I'll be keeping you last.
I think T wanted to say something earlier. I think she was.
T, okay. What you got for me, T? You did have your hand
Thanks,
up.
Rachel. You know what? Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Now somebody coming to mind. Hold on.
Why do everybody, when they answer that door, you hear a little creaking in the door like somebody else coming in the door? That's some funny stuff.
2 minutes. Give me 2 minutes. What you say, huh?
2 minutes.
You better mute before we hear it. All right. What'd you say, baby? Oh, that right there?
I didn't get to
That
answer,
right there?
but we can go to the bonus.
There you go. Birthday boy, let's get it. You look, I can't find no money for you.
It's your birthday.
I gotta get my man some money. Matter of fact, you got a cash up? I cash up you, man. Right.
The club up in the studio.
I was supposed to go there, and I forgot. I went to a brunch earlier. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, put your cash up down there, man. I'll send you something, man. You're a good supporter. I wouldn't mind giving you something.
I got you.
Yeah, I don't think about it. I don't wanna, even though that junk be looking all cute and stuff on the internet and stuff, throwing them big old gifts, but I'd rather get that money. A little bit of money.
That's right, baby.
Mm-hmm. There you go, man. So, I wish I could pin it. I don't know if anybody can pin it.
Oh shit! Should easily triggered be allowed to have a voice? There's something I want to say to that. Being easily triggered shows a lack of healing, if that makes sense. Like it shows that you wouldn't take the necessary time
to
actually figure out or pinpoint the problem and then fix it. but rather you would just project your, you know what I'm saying, insecurities or your innate feelings about certain situations onto others. That's a problem. So yeah, you should have a voice, but you should also have a mind to get your voice fixed so it can be heard properly. Make sense?
Yup. Yup. Mm-hmm. And still downloading, I guess. Okay, why get mad when you use social media for entertainment? And why should you be taken serious? Ooh. Should I do that
Wait, oh no, we're not on that yet. No, we're not on that yet.
one? Sorry.
You doing which
Okay.
ones you didn't do? You did everything?
I didn't do are you able to identify a bias in conversation?
Okay.
You know what? The main thing I always see in conversation is when like the conversation drifts to okay, so like if we're talking about something else, the person will always like find a way to interject their opinion about whatever bias they have. Like it doesn't matter what we're talking about. Like, I'm sorry, but people who have a bias against women or men, like we could be like you could be talking about men, and then some way, somehow, the person who has a bias against women will find a way to tell everybody how the woman is wrong. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter what conversation it is. They gonna find a way to bring their bias back in. So that's how I always can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Keep calm. Wait, who's ready for the
Who is
controversy?
that? Right. That's what I was wondering what that means.
Wait a minute. I try not to be controversial. I try my best.
They're trying to trigger you. So,
There's what, two things that can trigger me. Oh yeah, it's any topic about health and diet, and any topic about children and parenting.
I think everything a lot of things trigger me. So, but I say the one that trigger me more, or I'm easily triggered, is religion. Oh well, talking against the Bible, and it's something that when I hear excuses, I get easily triggered. That's two things.
Ooh, yeah. Or like when somebody plays on my intelligence. Oh my God.
See, we got some stuff for sure.
Yeah.
Especially when we come from love.
T says she's back.
Yeah,
Welcome
so
back,
mine are, as far as the triggers, anything with DV, or men aggressive toward women. You know what I mean? When they're like, oh, they will. I'm trying to be TikTok correct, right? But like putting their hands toward a woman. That is very triggering for me. But at the same time, because I didn't realize I was getting into like a whole post battle just off of comments. You know how you say a comment and somebody posts, and it was a woman who was actually hitting on her BD, and she was like, I'm beating him with a belt, and I'm like, no, send her to jail. Because that's the same thing. We get upset when the shoes turn, right? Like I absolutely can't stand for a male, and I grew up in a very dominant male household from a military family. I have brothers, and they're physical, they're larger men, and they showed you so much respect. And even if you like got upset toward them, it was always like, y'all just girls. Like we're physically stronger than you. We know our power. We will never abuse it to it. We're not in the same weight class, etc. So when I see men treat women as if they're in their weight class, or like, oh, I'll just do this to her with their hands, that turns me, that really spikes me up. But anyway, when I was saying with the woman like hitting, no, don't do that. If a woman puts her hands on a male, I got brothers
And if this girl puts her hands on you, we in a different state, get her locked up, send her to jail. Don't put your hands on her. You need to show a message to her. But anywho, that's a huge trigger for me.
I think I feel the same way how some women be destructive with their mouth too. Cause I know there's one thing that we do get big on because both of them what was I about to say? I'm over here distracted my own self. Oh no. Oh no, I was about to say never mind, just ignore me.
The girl that was I didn't want her to leave. The one was kind of rambling on.
Y'all laughing too much, man.
Gosh.
She was actually on point. I actually messed with it though.
She was on point with a lot. It just kind of spiraled, you know. Now, I will say when she was like, we let other people define us. That was my takeaway, right? We let other people define us, and then that affects our self-esteem, and they define us so much that we don't know who we are. That was like the biggest takeaway, and it's true. It can. But at the same time, words do mean something. That was the only thing I was going to say when she's up here, because when you come into the world, we have to all have a uniformity on what this is. So I can't be calling a car an apple and you calling an apple a table. Like there's uniformity on what things are. Now, the way that you define when she was like, you let other people tell you what a man is and what a woman is, that's very exclusive to you and yours. That one, you all have a definition and you all have a way that you walk as men and women, and what you're attracted to, what you're not, that's going to be your definition. But at the same time, it could be different than the Joneses across the street. As an example, some households are like the men don't cook. Some households are like the males, they're the only ones that cook. Some households, or a majority, you may have like dominant roles where the males give the discipline. And then you have other households where the men are like, okay, kids, come on over here, hide from mom. You know what I'm saying? So I think that as a whole, what she said about don't let people define who you are, I agree. That as an adult, you need to be firm in who you are, what you want, what makes you happy. But at the same time, there are some uniform or universal definitions that if we didn't have universal definitions, that people would just kind of be willy-nilly.
Yeah, that's why I say I always try to go back to the definition. 'Cause everybody keep throwing their feelings on it, and I'm like, certain things you can't call out based off of what the definition is. Like that's why I was my man's. Even though we gonna forever disagree with that, you can't call out arrogant people. That's not a belief. That's not nothing you can call out when a person is angry. You can call out a person that's jealous. It's just really paying attention to patterns, and some stuff is just not a guess when you see it in front of you. Because the thing is, if we keep switching up certain definitions per person, and that means we might as well not say nothing about nothing, because everybody can kind of change what they can change it based off of how they feel, and they basically saying that outside sources cannot say that. That's just like saying that we can't say that people are in abusive relationships when it clear as day abusing each other, and they could be like, no, that's just us, our love. No, that's abuse. You can't change it up because this is how you feel about it. Literally, if the definition, if it's based off of you causing physical harm to one another, you can act like it don't hurt me, but it ain't about hurt. You literally see that is y'all got bleeding lips and all this other stuff. No, you can't change it. That's literally what abuse is. That's like trying to tell a judge to not judge. Well, we all have judgments and stuff, and a lot of time they come with facts behind it. But let me see. So I'll read you something. What is an arrogant person? Mind your business. Isn't that the same bias? So an arrogant person. Let's go ahead and read that all together so we can actually get the same thing, because I don't like doing feelings-based things all the time. That's one thing I learned. You're so limited when you do the feelings one. Well, I feel like an arrogant person. That's already gonna make the conversation. You ain't gonna have
Yeah, I
no
look at
commentary.
traits of an arrogant person. Arrogant.
Arrogant meaning. Okay. So arrogant, having or revealing an exaggeration sense of one own importance or ability. That's what that means. So when you say things like "I'm the best," "I'm better than other people," uh, uh, "I'm the top," "I'm the GOAT," all that stuff, those are arrogance. That is because that's not true, and that will be, and it's also subjective because it's like you better in. How do you know that you're better than everybody? You know what I'm saying? So how would you know that? That's a exaggeration, right? That's the key word in there, an exaggeration sense of one's importance or ability or whatever. Um, yeah, that's what that is. And then you could also say prideful. You could say a prideful person, um, which is it could be a little bit less than arrogance because one of them is more of a delusion. The other one is actually like uh saying giving praise to yourself. Uh, man, yeah, that's what that is. It's basically just giving praise to yourself for
Wait,
your
wait, wait,
achievements and all that stuff. Go ahead.
wait. So you say so is the definition is basically saying that if you feel like you're better than someone else, you are now arrogant?
It says having or revealing an exaggeration sense of own importance or ability.
What?
So yeah.
Wait, so having the ability to have self-importance, basically saying that you're more important than the next person?
You can use it in that way, yes. But
Yeah, I'm trying.
you can talk about yourself also. But some people, a lot of times when you say your own importance is usually compared to something or someone most of the time. Because how can you more important than who? You know what I'm saying? So usually when you say you're important, like who kind of determine it?
Well, okay, so what do you think the masses would say that the president is a more important person than the average blue collar worker?
Yes, but it wouldn't be an exaggeration though. That's the key word in there.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay,
Yeah.
I missed that word. Okay, fair. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I was trying to make sure that I wasn't being too arrogant lately.
Yeah, and then even importance will be a subjective thing because it's based off of what areas that you at. You could be important to, just because I might be important to a family member, that don't mean I'm important to other people. So is that'd be that go back to that worth conversation we was talking about yesterday. Your worth is determined on based off of other people. Your value is determined of how you impact the world. So everybody have value. Your
Everybody?
worth is, yeah, everybody on earth has value, some sort of value.
Okay, yeah, I can some
Yeah,
sort that I can
yeah,
agree
some
with.
sort of value. Yeah.
That I guess.
Yeah, that's why I say people make some worth and value together. Those are two different things.
Do you think there are different levels of value? Like someone could be more valuable than the next person in general, and not just because they're close to that individual?
You can say that too. I mean, you can say, let me say, I don't know if say more value because I think, you got me thinking on that one because I feel like that's going back to the worth thing when it go back to each person. Uh, Let me see. You got me thinking now. Let me actually, before I do that, I want to actually look some of this stuff up real quick before I talk too much on it.
Yeah, because that was kind of interests me. Because I always feel like I kind of see that sometimes, depending on how I am evaluating a relationship, not just with a woman, but just in general. I like to value the type of people that I'm going to put myself around.
Oh, okay. I might have
So,
said it backwards, y'all. Oh, to say value is subjective. I said it backwards. My bad, y'all. Value. That's why I said I have to make sure. So value is subjective. Worth is more objective. So value is a subjective refers to a thing's usefulness, important, thing's usefulness, importance, or benefits, while worth is more objective and often refers to monetary or market price or a fair equivalent for an exchange. So hold on. Worth. So worth and then value will be subjective. Worth. So you worth just like a dollar. A dollar is worth a dollar, 100 pennies. That wouldn't be subjective because every time you put it around different areas,
Well,
it
I don't
still
know.
would be. Wait,
I
hold
could
up.
go rent
What
it.
that mean? Because if you send $1
Yeah,
to
because
Africa, yeah, right.
right, it's different. Yeah, it's a little higher than $1 than where, as far as in America, it'll be worth more in other places.
That would be so that the value of the worth would change, right? Because it's depend on
It's
where
different.
you. Oh no, it's still objective because that's not so subjective is based off like feelings and stuff. So objective will be here it's worth this, but here is worth that. Because it depends on where
It's
it's
still
at.
objective because
Yeah,
no matter where it goes, like it's still worth something because
it's
it's
still
money,
worth. Yeah, yep.
as opposed
And
to
then
value.
the value is determined on each person and how they feel or how important this person may be, or a thing or whatever, right? That's what that is.
So basically, when it comes to people, the worth would just be depending on how that person feel. But when it comes to
No,
value,
the value. No, what you was talking about, the value is based off of how somebody feel. The worth is objective. Okay, so everybody on Earth has worth then. So I say that backwards then. Everybody has worth, but everybody is valued differently. I don't know. So somebody told me
Yeah,
that backwards one time.
I mean, there's different ways that somebody can be worth something different, right? So like, okay, if I have experience in such and such, I have more worth based off of my experience.
that's confusing. Wouldn't that be value though?
Value, right? I thought
No,
that's what I thought.
huh?
You value what you place on yourself.
Yeah, value is like value is subjective. Worth.
Yeah,
But
value
they
is
say,
subjective, right? Your worth is objective.
wait. So what's this whole? So that would
I guess
take.
it could be both, huh?
It seemed that way because they
Some
just use like.
situations is both though. It is both.
Yeah, that'd be the part that get me going. I'd be like, because they'll say your value in the marketplace, but I don't really hear worth in the marketplace.
You know what I forgot to say earlier?
What's that?
What I really realized is a lot of the times, a lot of these things, people don't have an issue so much with the actions as much as they do with the words. Like you have women that don't have an issue with submission as much as they do with the word submission.
Yeah, I've seen that before too. They get mad at because they see it one way. They think like they're becoming a slave.
Well, it's just the word, but but that same woman you'll see her submit without a problem, as long as she don't hear the word. Somebody tell her she submit, and then all of a sudden it's a problem.
Yeah, it's because of how people make submission sound, right? Especially in these conversations, especially when a man will just like make it sound like some tyrant man. Will be like, you're supposed to do this because I'm the man. And it's
But just
like,
like with the word triggered, they were triggered and not realizing that the word itself was triggering them.
I don't know about
No, the
that.
people using the word is the trigger, and it's not the word. That's the crazy part. Just like how they do
Yeah, I don't
church.
know
But
about
I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It being even to the point to try to get you to change the word because I
Hmm.
really they don't realize that a lot of us have learned that if we use certain words like we put women in certain situations and certain conversations, we're gonna get a room full of people because it's going to trigger them just because they see, well, why do you got women up there, da, 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 and not realize that you're triggered. Because why else did you have to come up on this panel
Hmm.
and have to say something about it when you could have just been like, you know what, the best way I can support this nonsense is scroll on to the next page and not be a victim to this
Right.
triggering.
So I think that submission, when you're talking about this word submission, I think it's how it comes across and who it comes across from. So it just being a generalization of being a prompt, and people on these TikTok lives coming up, well, women should submit. Basically, I think women get triggered because they're like, who are you to tell a woman that they should submit? Submission from a woman should come in a natural aspect of form. We are naturally bred to be submissive. The man is naturally bred to be a leader, correct? But not everybody can exemplify that. Not everybody can do that, but everybody can talk about it. You can say submission, right? But are you practicing the leadership of a man to even have the quality type woman who will submit naturally, right? In that sense, women will submit when they feel safe, secure. You know what I mean? But a man also will lead when he feels it is, like we were talking about, worthy. When we talk about worth, how I view worth is what's worthy. Worthy in the sense of I'm not when you say I'm worthy, that's like it's like an oxymoron type thing. You could say I am um, worth I am worth somebody else's time. I am somebody has to show me worth to give to make them a worthy person, right? Um, in a work setting, like my boss has said to me, like, you're definitely worth every penny that you have asked for in that type because of, my skill level or my time, right? She's using that worth in that sense. But I don't think that we could really say to ourselves how worthy we are, but we could say to ourselves, are we worthy of others? Are others worthy of us? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I feel you on that, and I would say that that's why I take time, just like they do with the Bible. All right, I think people need to learn how to do. Like they investigate everything else, they need to investigate what the true meaning of certain things is, before you feel a certain way. Because, like I said, some people just misuse or whatever it is, and we just blame it on the whole entire word. So people don't realize. I would actually say that everybody should submit, men and women, right? But it depend on what it is. Like majority of the time, it's the definition means submit to authority. I mean, not submit to authority. It means to yield to authority, which is a choice, right? I would recommend it because it make your life so much easier, though. Just like some people don't know how to submit when they see the police officer, they got to handle it then when you can wait to court. You know what I'm
Which is
saying?
what you said, host. That word is very important. That yield. Just like in road signs, yielding means slow down, right? Yielding, right? It doesn't mean like something in a bad sense. It's almost like yielding to that authority, right? Um, do you know what I kind of mean by that? That yield really makes sense to me in that way because it's like
Yeah.
don't immediately stop, right? But yeah.
No, I was just gonna say no,
What up,
because you said
hashtag?
like slow down to stop, but you're still gonna stop.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
still a choice, though. You know what I'm saying? So overall, we getting triggered about a word that we really don't know, though. So it's like I think the best bet is just like we want our kids to submit. We want them to obey, right? Especially if we come from a place of trying to bring them up the right way. So I will recommend submission is literally part of life, especially when it comes to something that, because some things, some authority, but what I'm trying to say. Basically, I'm saying that authority is times is that authority might come to play, and sometimes that it's gonna be uh Dang, what is the counter to that? But basically, sometimes it's gonna be authority in life that you have to just obey certain things, just like the rules we have in life and stuff. It is just more safer that way, I would say, and it work in your favor for the most part. I think a lot of people have issues with authority, and that's the reason why they talk that way and say stuff like "Who are you?" and all this other stuff. The thing is, if they're not your authority, then why get mad at it? The thing is, like I said, people keep misusing words. Literally, if we was talking about the biblical version, it don't say submit to every man. It do say submit to one another, but it also always add to under it say under I don't remember the full thing, but basically it's like submit to one another, and it was like said something about through Jesus, but it got something at the end, right? It got something that overall it's like you're some man, what the freak am I trying to say? Am I tired or something? But yes, it's just paying attention to because really you just say submit to your husband, not to a man, and people get mad at that. But to show you that people don't read for themselves, So if we still going on around and keep listening to everybody else and not investigating and looking for ourselves, it show a lot about
A lack of
ourselves.
intelligence, right?
Yeah, yeah, I say that. Yeah.
No, I mean, I can agree with everything you said on that note just right there. Like, the words are so powerful. It's really the intentions behind the words that we say, right? Because we could
Yeah.
say all kind of words, right? But it's really the intention behind it, And so the negative rhetoric behind the submission, that becomes the intention. I think people get triggered off of.
I don't know about, yeah, but I'm just speaking on what I've experienced. That um, I've heard pushback about, in the arguments and the fussing and the fighting about the word itself, and then watch the actual people who argue with the word respond to just respond to submission in itself. And I think it's more or less that a lot have become more triggered by these words, especially on these panels as we have these conversations, and don't realize that it's not the actual actions that they're triggered by, but it's the words and the thoughts that they place with the words and the feelings and emotions that they place on the words.
Hmm.
Do you think that the women that come up on those panels and that are argumentative about the submission or anything has actually never ever felt or been in a position to feel secure or safe to even actually feel submission or want to exemplify that?
Wouldn't that be their fault?
Yes, there's married women who are submissive to their husbands who come up there and argue about it all the time.
Right.
There's plenty of women. It's just because submission is just one of the easy words, but I can go down the list because the words we've used. I'm very specific about the words I choose, and when I do my topics, and even when I speak. And it's funny to see the words that emotions get attached to. And there's certain words that we throw around loosely, and like we were having a discussion in this conversation earlier, trying to make that word where it shouldn't mean anything, like the B word or the N word. Like, we throw those words around and try to say that they should be able to be allowed to be able to flip flop and use how we want to use them. But then we come to other words, and now we want to be specific in how this word is used. But what's actually going on is that we just have feelings about certain words, because we respond to the actions, but then when somebody uses the word, that's where it seems to come in. At least in what I've experienced.
Well, I'm triggered.
Are we going to the bonus yet, babe?
Yeah, we might as well. Yeah, I got something that popped up on my.
I ain't never answered
I
the
got a
first.
restriction.
Did I answer any of your questions?
Yeah, you probably didn't.
Definitely.
Go ahead, then we do this last one. Then I only got about 30 minutes left. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Go ahead. You
Yeah,
can
no,
answer. Actually, you could do all four of them. You could just start that fourth one off, and then we go up, and then the hashtag do all four of them, and then
okay. I'll try to be quick. Throwing insults during conversation. What does that tell you? Um, that you don't have anything else in the argument intelligent to say, and you don't feel that you can legitimately win the argument, so you've thrown in the towel. Or, as the conversation say, something may have been said that triggered you. Your thought process is now changed, and you have basically reverted to your childlike survival mode, and that's what children do. I'm gonna throw insults at you. Your mama stink, because I can't think of nothing else to say. So now I'm moving the goalposts, as we will put it.
mhm.
Should easily triggered be allowed to have a voice? Well, how you gonna stop them from not having a voice?
Mute them,
I
kick
mean,
them out,
outside of that,
block them.
outside of that, they still gonna speak. So, I mean, even if we didn't want them to have a voice, it can only keep them from having a voice in our space, but they still gonna have a
Right.
voice. So,
Yeah.
let's see. Are you able to? I can't see. You got the what you call it over, or is that what it? Oh, able to identify a bias in conversation. Oh yeah. Shoot, I have to catch myself sometimes.
Yep. Me too. Me too.
Yeah, but just because it's a bias doesn't mean that I should turn away from it. Why is the bias there? What was the reason for the
Mm-hmm.
bias? Is it legitimate? You
Right.
know, or is it something that I need to work on and understand? Why do I have that bias? Is it
Yep.
like I said, is it a good bias or is it a bad bias?
That's what I was just about to
Um,
say. Bias can either it can be. Or actually, I would say biases can be wrong or right. I wouldn't say good or bad, but I would say wrong or right because you could be correct on your bias.
Like I have a bias against
Wrong.
Indian people who own, businesses. It's nothing personal against them. I think they're great people and personally good friends. But as far as business wise, I don't like to shop at their establishments because I've never done good business with them. And it's nothing personal against any of them, but that's my bias, my personal bias.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and let's see, the last bonus question. Why get mad when you use social media for entertainment, and why should you be taken serious? I don't use it for entertainment. When I'm using it for entertainment, you're not a part of that. I'm watching videos or clips and stuff, and that part I do to myself. The part
Mm-hmm.
that I come on and I share I take that back. I do use it as entertainment on the weekend and when I'm playing the music and we
There
singing and
you go.
partying. So I can't say I don't. And it may be an entertainment aspect to it on Wednesday when we screaming and hollering at each other and these boxes on crash out. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as the rest of the week, I tend to be more geared toward understanding and
Mm-hmm.
toward trying to get some clarity and maybe even help somebody along the way, maybe possibly. So um, you take me seriously if you want to or not, but you just look at my life because I walk it, and that's why you should take me seriously. But I think you have a lot of people who are trying to teach you things they don't practice. So that I think that's where the problem comes in. It sounds good, so we follow it, and then when we find out they're not even practicing it, now we're offended and hurt. But the good word tells us, should know it that for thyself, and we tend to use other people as our excuse to not do what we should do, and then use them as an excuse to to hinder us. When in fact, you should stand on your own at times, and you know, just not be so quick to know it all, but be quick to look for understanding. I'll land there.
I finally found a whole full script. So the one part where it say submit yourselves one another, say to the in fear of God. That's why you gotta add that one last part because people don't just not should be submitting to just any and everything or whatever. It gotta be selective. That's why I said sure.
Right, but that's
So
also
even
like
with
You know, I just, you know how I am. You know, I know it, but I don't throw it out in people's face. I don't play with it like that. I walk in it because I'm trying to keep myself straight. I use it more or less as a manual for myself than I do for others. And if someone asks me about it, then I tell them, well, this is how I'm doing these things, but I don't try to force feed it down anybody else's mouth because I can't do it at times. So how can I say, well, you need to be faithful, or you need to be this, or you need to be loving when I'm working on it myself? And the other part that people tend to miss is the word says we would know each other by our love, and some of us are some of the most hateful, evil, mean people on here who say we love him and know him. But he says, if you love me, then keep my word. And the main thing that he said over and over and over and over and over and over again is that if you love me, then love your brother as you love thyself. How can you love me more than you love your brother, a man? How can you love me more who you don't see
Don't
than
see.
your
Right.
brother than you see
We
every
do
day?
see. Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
and then he to put the story of the Good Samaritan before us. And hey, how many people have we stepped over?
Behind the mirror,
Hmm.
speaking facts. I like to
Yeah.
jump in there when it's my turn.
Go ahead. You can, because you haven't. You could do all four of them too, real quick. Give you 4 minutes.
Okay, I'm going to speak on your prompts, but I like to respond to what the young brother was just speaking. He spoke facts, but and I heard everything he said. But now I'm going to answer your prompt. To each one of those, throwing insults should easily triggered be allowed. Are you able to identify bias? Why get mad when you use social media for entertainment? See, all those, I'm going to speak to that prompt right now. All of those right now. The bottom line is, I think I'm the oldest person on this panel. I'm 63 years old. So I think my eyes have seen a lot, but I'm going to just share this with you. You can take it, for what it's worth. But the bottom line is, once you find a level of peace within yourself, all them prompts don't mean a goddamn thing. Because throwing insults during a conversation, once you find a level of peace and you vibrating at a certain level, that conversation ain't gonna matter to you. You're not gonna even vibrate with those folks. Should easily triggered be allowed to have a voice? I don't give a fuck, because I'm vibrating on a different level. You can do what you want to do. If you get triggered, you can't just have a conversation. That's on you. I'm not there. Are you able to identify bias in the conversation? Well, we're going to have a conversation that's going to be realistic, and it's going to be what it is. I don't care what your bias is. If it's facts, if it's the truth, we're going to have that conversation. Your bias, you do that. Why get mad when you use social? Well, I don't know what to say about that. If you use social media for your understanding in life, do that. But if you're not vibrating on that level, none of these prompts matter. Once you gain a level of peace and understanding in your life, then you have different conversations in the world, not just with people. You have a different conversation with yourself, and none of that shit matters. I'll land with that. I just want to throw that out there. I hope that made sense.
Yep. Yep. All right. Baby, you want to go next, or you want?
Now, I know a lot of these panels, y'all want to hit drama, to get the likes up, get it going, get it cracking and all that. But I mean, I don't know, man. I saw the prompt. I just thought I'd come up and
For sure. I
say
appreciate you.
hi to everybody. But I just told you some good shit.
For sure. For sure. For sure. Man, you're on point for sure. Um. mm, all right. Well, I guess game time. Go ahead. You can do the last one.
I think that you should be able to get mad, even if you are using it for entertainment, especially if you're doing it for a certain purpose. Because I don't see no reason why you wouldn't be able to have the opinion on getting upset if things don't go your way. Because ultimately, that can actually help you to be a better social media influencer if that's your goal that you're trying to take. So I think it's okay. So I think that's why you can get mad. Why should you be taken serious? I think that's because if you want to be taken serious, you should be. And if people are not taking you serious, you might gotta look at yourself and try to fix that scenario and get a good fixture on what's going on. Because if you're just not getting where you want to go to, then reevaluate, change some things around, fix it up, change it, do a different perspective, whatever you gotta do. It's not no one has to like you on social media because they're not your friends, they're not family. They're gonna give you the honest to God truth, or some people just gonna troll you. So just get used to it.
True. Is Kevin still here?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. I'm
Oh,
trying to
okay.
make. I thought about a new sticker to make. I'm just give me some time. So
Oh, okay. So I didn't get to answer.
yeah, that's why I called you first. But I was about to say if you want to go first, or I ask two other people. So, but
Oh, there's two
you
other
could do the last.
people.
You could do the last
No,
one.
I didn't even
Yeah,
know there was more people. No, they can
it
go.
is. That's why. Yeah, I was asking if you wanted to go. It's up to you, or you can let them
They can go.
go. Okay. All right. Birthday boy, what you got for me? Hopefully, you ain't too buzzed up right now.
Why you get mad when you use social media for entertainment? Um, I mean, being mad is a part of, entertainment. Think about it. I don't really know why people would be so upset at the fact of that. Why should you be taken seriously? You take everything with like a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? Just take it, keep it in your mind, take mental notes of things that are said, that are displayed, or even brought about. I mean, question it later.
Mm.
Gotta think. Everybody gonna always eventually, how can I say, go against their original statement if you let them talk long enough.
Okay. Oh, y'all about to love this new sticker I'm about to make. That's for people that subscribe. My bad, y'all. I'm laughing.
Yeah, you will laugh.
This new sticker about to be funny. It had to be made. It got to be made. Sheesh. Yeah. Go ahead, Monica. My
Oh,
nigga.
oh man, you just tapped in. Oh, my daddy used to say that. That's why my uncle
My
named me that.
nigga.
Listen, my
Did it
uncle
tr
named me after his mistress. My daddy said, I can't name her Monica. And my uncle said, listen, name her Monica so that way you can always call her my nigga.
Right.
God. Wow, you just tapped into that.
That trigger, huh? Trigger, didn't it?
No, I just buried my father about 3 weeks ago. So that just
Mm,
you tapped in. Thank you for that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so oh, thank you. Yeah. So anyways, throwing insults during conversation, what does that tell you? I mean, it's happened to me, and it happened to me on a live to where I was like, damn, it's hard to turn up when ain't nobody in front of your face. You know what I mean? Do I even give this type of energy? I mean, I had said something on a live and somebody completely started off with, let me just tell you how verbatim this was in the insult. It was, so, she came in here all soft spoken and lovely voice to hear, and I can hear it, what she was saying, but also they're empty words. And I was like, huh, was that an insult or was that not an insult? But it was an insult. So I think when people throw those in, it's an uncomfortability factor. I think something triggered them or hit them and it becomes uncomfortable for them, so they start throwing stones at a glass house. Should easily triggered be allowed to have a voice? I mean, it depends on how triggered you are and what you are triggered about, and if it's something that makes a difference, but you're passionate about it. But I also know that, things come with trigger warnings. So be careful and be prepared for what you sink yourself into. Quicksand is hard to get out of, you know what I mean? And you also need help sometimes to get out of that. But once it gets you, it gets you. So don't let certain things pull you into a trigger moment that don't deserve it. And the bonus, why get mad when you use social media for entertainment? Yeah, I'm not mad about any of that. Like, that's just, that doesn't matter. Whatever. I use it for what I want to use it. Social media is entertainment, you know what I mean? We're entertaining each other right now with great conversations. Why should you be taken seriously? Because I'm a serious person. I think that for me personally, when I'm in a serious situation or having a serious conversation with somebody or environment is serious, whatever, like, I'm serious, right? And I think that's why when you should be taken seriously is all about your action, and if somebody doesn't take you seriously, then for some reason you haven't led the life of integrity to even be taken seriously.
That
All
was nice.
right, all right. What you say, baby?
That sounds good, Monica. But now it's stuck in my head,
My
Monica.
nigga.
Oh, say it to the heavens. Hey, Daddy, I got these people over here. They calling on you. Yeah.
Amen, Monica. All right.
Amen.
Nigga.
It's just so random you said that, host, for sure. The spirit is with me with my dad, I'm telling you. All day there's been little things. This guy said something today at the furniture house that I heard my daddy always used to say. I said, this is crazy to me, Wow.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of. Go ahead, man.
No, no, definitely the spirit. I don't know. It's been happening with this live. I don't know. God is surrounding this live, or just I don't know. There's just like a presence. Sometimes it doesn't have to be like a bunch of people, and then especially once it starts dying out, there's like something special that just happens. So, thank you for sharing that, Monica.
My nigga.
Oh, thank you for listening to that. And that is some beautiful, encouraging words after that. I mean, because for sure, I feel the spirit in that sense today. I've felt it actually all day today. I'm grieving. I'm in grief mode. I've been, but I'm strong. Either way, yeah. So, man, that hit my heart, man. Thank you for that. My nigga, you have no idea. I mean, that's my birth. That came from birth. I hate to tell that story when I'm like, damn, I was totally named after my uncle's mistress, But
Whoa.
yeah.
Wait, was it my turn?
Yeah,
It's on you,
okay. Okay. No, I love when you call me babe. Okay, so it's not. Okay, so yeah, why get mad when you use social media for entertainment? I mean, honestly, if you're gonna get mad and your intention was to use it for entertainment, I guess like I don't know who said it, but like I guess that was part of your entertainment. Like you must enjoy being mad because you already knew you was gonna be mad. I'm sure that wasn't the first time you found entertainment from there. So that's silly to be okay. Why should you be taken seriously? That's the thing. Ain't nobody got to take me seriously. When people are so bent over, oh, they didn't listen to me, they don't agree with me. Sometimes people have to process things. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna agree right away. And it's okay. And actually they might not like you. They might not take you seriously. That doesn't even matter. If the thing is like, don't take me seriously, but you might be missing out on some gems. That's a loss for you. Not for me. I already know what I came here to do. I came here, I take everyone's voice serious. You get what I'm saying? So like I know I can learn something from everyone and there's a benefit to it. So I don't know what your intentions are, but get like me. Hey. Okay, that's it.
Wait till this new sticker come up. Y'all about to laugh.
Only
Man.
subscribers.
Only subscribers, right? Only subs. The subs.
Did you answer the last one?
Yeah, I'm about to do it. I'm
Okay.
just trying to set up this thing. Trying to make sure it'll probably come through in a minute. Let me do this real quick too. I'll probably.
Did he freeze?
He definitely did though.
Dang, it's so crazy though, cause it. Oh, okay. He unfroze. You had frozen.
I know. I pressed the my Wi-Fi on and off. But I was about to say, let me see some good looks, my
Oh,
nigga.
that's so nice. Oh. Look, we will never forget you.
We won't forget my nigga. All right, I would say so. The angle I'm coming from though, because I learned, and this also to bring the awareness to people that always say that, because I really don't believe they use it as into entertainment though. When they get pissed off, because they really putting their heart to it, they like to cover it up, and after they done got pissed off, they like, I'm just using it for entertainment anyways. No, I believe you more using it for more than just entertainment. You know, so that's the whole point of me kind of saying this one, because a lot of the times, if you really are using it for entertainment, I'm like, nobody should really take you serious. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, how do I know if you just trying to be funny or make a joke or something like that? Because you just using it for entertainment. You know, you're not having serious conversations or nothing like that. Just like a lot of these rooms, right? That's why you see the people that want to look up the tea and all this stuff. That's entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing serious. So how do I know? What the heck was that? How do I know that? Hold up. You know, how do I know if your intentions is to dang, somebody done found it already. She found it already. Oh, shut her, yeah. That's funny. I had to do that one.
Take me serious. I'm old.
Serious.
No, I ain't know it. I ain't know it worked that fast. I was trying to get it because I knew it was uploading. It was loading up. That's some funny stuff. I had to make that sticker. I'm like, I can't wait till the next person do that again. I'm the oldest in the room.
Never fails. They always tell their age, like to gain some type of automatic respect.
Y'all yield now.
Well, I'm
Hey,
a
hey,
Gen Xer, so I need a little bit of courtesy, you know.
hey, you leave that man alone. He said I was young.
You said you was young.
You little young.
You
You
little
little young.
Little.
You ain't 63, okay? So that
You
you
63,
young.
Monica?
No, I'm
Oh, I was about to
45.
say, oh my
I'm
god.
45, but he was 63.
Look, I thought he was coming up there to trigger some people. I don't know who let him up though. It was Kev, but
Yeah, I think he knew Mirror and stuff. But
oh
You
I
yeah.
know,
was
he had that
No, he ain't know
63-year-old
me.
voice.
oh, well, he just seemed like I don't think he was. I think he just was speaking his voice. You know, he heard how the
Yeah, he was
conversation
just
going.
speaking his
So,
voice.
He
Yeah.
was. He
but
was just
but
trying to put some respect on his age, you know.
but it would be funny though when people say that though. I just
Yeah.
always wonder what's the intentions, of that. That's why I just put that sticker like that. It's
Well, you
like
know what
basically
it is?
I'm older, I'm right. That's what
They
people
You
be
know,
saying.
always
that's what it is. You know, as you get older, like when I turned 45, I literally was like, yeah, I
Hmm
got some stripes. Okay. So sometimes I got to say, I'm
hmm
45 up in here, youngster. Listen, you know what I mean? But that's right to the ones that are young, like
Yeah.
nephew. Okay. I'm 45.
Would
they
you
always do
say?
that with game time.
Would you say that this would that be about? Oh, that got my man's right there. Oh, what the freak? Would you say
Uh-oh.
that that's a sign of a bias, right? That we may be coming from basically. No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say bias. It's what the
It
freak?
is
Oh, I
kind of
would
a
say a bias
bias.
against
It
younger
is.
people, right?
It is
That
kind of a
younger people might
bias.
not know what they're talking about because
They're
I'm
younger.
older. Right, because they're
Yeah,
younger and
so
I'm
Absolutely.
older.
that's a
Absolutely.
perfect example of a
Yes.
bias.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Examples always get proven in here. I love it. But yeah.
So I guess I'm biased in sometimes in some ways.
Yeah, I think all of us. I think every bias is a normal thing that humans do. It's conscious and subconscious at the same time. So you can't.
Yeah, we black
Sometimes you
people.
can't
We should
control
do
it. It's
every.
just. Hmm?
We black people. We should do everything by us.
You should.
For us, for
Might
us,
as
by
well.
us.
You sure
By
should.
y'all.
Might as well.
Yeah, we should do a lot of stuff by us.
Yeah. Let me
That's
tell you,
a
I don't want
uh,
my generation to ever bring back FUBU. Never.
I think by us is a great idea.
What?
But that's
Fubu is
bias for
cool.
saying by being
What's wrong with
biased.
by us? What's
FUBU
wrong
had
with
its
by us?
time.
Well, that's a lot wrong with bias. That's the only route that you go in life.
You should do everything by us.
Gosh, I don't think he gonna stop. Somebody.
Yeah, he didn't caught on and he didn't got something, yeah.
He said it's over.
That's how old. Wait, okay, let me stop. I almost said something by you.
Oh, see,
No, that's
see, being by, see, you doing something by us.
I almost
Mm-hmm.
by
Doing
you
something
need
by
to
I
us.
almost
There
did a
you go.
bias
There
thing.
you go.
No, you need to
You're
say
doing
by
something by
us
us.
for us.
Prejudice.
By us for us. Don't be biased.
cute.
No, you should buy us. You should buy from us.
From us, by us.
Well, that's what I'm saying,
Fubu.
but the prompt should be by us for us. Do you agree?
Fubu.
Boo-boo. Boo-foo.
Boo-foo, right? Right. Boo-foo.
Boo-foo. That reminds me of that movie with Red Man and Method Man. That how,
Who created FUBU?
these two
Enlighten
guys.
us. You're the oldest in the room. Enlighten us.
I've never been starstruck, and I never paid any attention to that brand name and all that, the Jordans and Gucci's and
Damn.
all that, the
It came out of
FUBU.
Jay-Z or
I
somebody
never
like that.
did the designer thing. Even to this day,
Damon
I buy
Dash.
my
Came out in
Oh,
Gen X
oh
when
even
wow.
to
John
this
John was
day,
coming
even to
out.
this day, I buy my gym shoes at Costco. So
Oh wow. Wow.
Amen.
You's a
Listen,
budget.
Costco has they have great
I
clothes.
never have to work again in my life, but I
Yeah,
still buy my shoes from Costco.
that sounds fantastic.
Costco, and you can get good deals. They got Levi's, Banana Republic. They be having all kind of stuff.
I ain't buying nothing at Costco. So I gotta buy my name brand stuff. I need Gucci. I need to pay $2,000 for a shirt. I'm not
Oh my
buying.
Wow, you can
That's the
afford? Can
dumbest
you
shit I've
afford?
ever
You can afford
heard.
that? Not saying that
Mm.
you can't, but that's
You
expensive.
have to.
Yeah, man. I'm
Why
saying
you
I
say
gotta
you
make sure
have to?
I have to. Like I would never shop at Costco. What I look like
Even
shopping
though they told you that they make the same clothes.
They make
No, I
Levi.
don't.
They have
Damn,
Banana
dog.
Republic. They have Tommy Hilfiger. They
Damn,
have
dog. I
everything.
feel for you. Damn.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
Like I feel for
You're
you shopping
showing
at
your age
Costco.
again, game time.
I'm just
Damn.
saying, I feel for you shopping at Costco.
I
You know what I'm
wish I
saying?
could spend $2,000 on some Gucci. I'd be mad about it. I
I
would
can.
about it.
I can do that.
Even
No,
if
you
I
can't.
could, I ain't doing it.
Hey,
That's
if
what
you
I'm
could do that,
saying.
go ahead. If you could
Listen,
do all
I
that, go
can't.
ahead
I
and send
can't
some of
spend
that
that.
money over here.
If you let
Yeah,
them trick you,
Subscribe to your boy.
if
Send
you
me
let
a
them trick you like that, if
send
you
me a
let them trick
dragon.
you like that, man,
Use
I
your
feel
shoe
for you,
money.
man.
man,
Send
let
me
me
some of
live
that
my
shoe
life.
money
Let me,
But you know what's so funny is I'd be buying my man all kind of expensive
from
stuff.
us by us.
you know
Pay
what I'm
$2,000 for a couch in your house.
ain't no wrong with going to
Work.
the store, spending about $8 grand for an outfit. I don't see nothing
It
wrong with
is.
that.
That's the
Push.
Oh
dumbest
my
shit I've
God,
ever
that is
heard.
so much money for an
How is that?
outfit.
And if you
That's some
like it,
dumb
I
shit,
love it.
man. And that's no disrespect to you
Yes,
I'd
it
be
is.
walking around with
That's
personally,
an apron.
definitely
No, yes,
No,
it
disrespect,
is.
sir.
no.
Yes, it is. Full
Hey,
respect.
but that's
if
some
he like
dumbass
it,
shit. That's some
no, it ain't.
that's a
Oh,
If
dumbass
he
way of
like it,
thinking.
Listen,
if
I'd
he
have
like
a
it, I
whole
love it. That's
apron
the
on
way
me
he
while
want
I'm
to live
eating
his life.
dinner. No stains, no nothing. Because once that's stained, there's certain things that stains don't come out. Let me tell you.
Well, you just buy another one. It's okay. Stay. You know what I'm saying? Buy. No, how you say
Nigga,
like you buy a pair of Air Force and throw them away the next day. You know they old now.
nigga.
Why? Because they have a crease in them. He said they're
Yeah, you
creased.
know
I
what I'm
need a new
saying.
one.
I'm
You
out
throw
of
them
here, man.
away.
I don't want to hear this no more. You can't be that goddamn dumb.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, it's not
first of
dumb.
all,
It's
yo,
just, it's not dumb. It's just you're living life.
Triggered. I love this live doing all type of stuff in one route. Everything is. Why
Wait,
you
let
doing
me
that?
put another
Why
gem
you
out that
doing that, game time?
my daddy used to say.
Why you being on that non-intelligent stuff, game time?
I
can't help
I
it,
could have
man.
sworn he came up and he said he didn't care. Like,
I know. I couldn't help it. I
Well,
couldn't help
well,
it.
he wasn't acting
no, that be
63
the
then.
most sensitive people
Diabolical.
too. The
Mm-hmm.
most
That was
sensitive.
diabolical.
Care
But
what
that's what I'm
nobody
saying, though.
says.
It's the same tactic when somebody got to use certain things to invalidate something. That's where their confidence is based off in. You know, like I said, so that's that false confidence when you have to use that. People do degrees, age, freaking all type of stuff to try to
Name brands,
yeah,
all
in
this.
place of
Hey, hey,
confidence. That's what I'm
hey! Don't
saying.
come for my
Eventually,
10
them
degrees.
and
Don't be
those
coming
usually
for.
be the easier triggered people all the time.
Yeah,
Literally,
Don't be
if
coming
y'all
for
pay
my
attention
12
to
degrees.
this topic, this all connects. It literally connects. That's just how that is. You know, when if it's an arrogant person or if it's a person that's not as confident or easily triggered person, these usually be
Wait, all
people
that
that have a
happened, host.
bias. They
Like
usually have.
throwing insult in the conversation. He threw
Mm-hmm.
an
And they throw
insult,
it. Yeah, all of
right?
that. There
He
you
got
go.
Don't be coming for
triggered,
my
right?
35
There you
degrees.
go.
He got
I'm just
triggered,
saying.
and then he used bias in the conversation. And then why
All
are you
of it.
mad? Because you're up here.
And
And
then
then
end it with, "Oh,
Etymology
I'm
of the
just on here
word.
for what they call it? What's the word? For entertainment. That's what I'm here
now
for.
we
You know,
can't even
I
take you.
don't care,
Now we
but you do
can't even
care.
take you
You see what I'm saying?
seriously
All
at
this in one.
63.
Definitely care.
We
Hey,
got all of them.
etymology
We
people be
got all
getting
of them answered
triggered
at one time.
fast. Babe,
I
We say,
said
baby.
triggered.
I said etymology people be getting triggered fast.
Oh my,
If you don't use
that's
the
a
root word, the
right.
root
That's a
of the word
fact.
Very fast.
is
Facts. That is
My question.
facts.
Okay, my question for this is, I get what they're trying to say with the etymology. I get it, but if we're no longer using it that way, then why
Like
are
who
we
the
still
smarter
making
one?
this argument? And then, like for instance, like with the word queen, I went back and looked at the etymology of it, and it's like what you're saying is it's actually not saying. It's saying it was two different words, and that people got to a place where sometimes they were confusing the words. But this word means this, which Queen means this, where
Mm-hmm.
Quen or as however it's pronounced or spelled means this, and that was the difference. And now they're like, no, it's the same. And I'm just like, man, you know what? The problem is some of us is trying to be too smart. We too smart for our own selves. And you know
Mm-hmm.
my favorite thing to say, Kev, some of us are so smart we stupid.
That's
Ain't that the
exactly true.
truth?
That's
Well,
exactly true. Hold up.
stupid is as stupid
Let me be
does for a
biased real
strong
quick.
man.
yeah, they are more concerned with looking smart than actually
Mm.
thinking for themselves.
Right.
You know how to get my baby on.
Extra bias right there.
Extra bias.
That was very biased,
super
very biased. Everything should be done by us, though. I like by
Oh
us.
my
Ain't
God,
nothing
Chico
wrong with
Mirror
by
with
us.
some more. He ain't gonna leave it alone.
Ain't nothing wrong by us. We should do everything by us.
I swear, if
Everybody
y'all
else
would have
do
knew how
stuff by
me and Mirror
us.
met, dog, we extended this one joke this whole entire night. I swear, that's how we met. Talk about
Hey,
what's his
We
name,
didn't
Teeth and
make
stuff.
it a
That's how we
y'all
whole
met
just
each
said
other.
we was
straight.
talking about
Stop
the other
that
day.
proof.
Don't make me have
Stop
to
proof.
take a chomp out of that. We was talking about that the
Take a
other day.
bite out of that, boy.
Big bite.
I say, all right.
Shoot, we was talking about them chiclets the other day. How we talk about that was like one of the lives we was on the live till like 3 in the morning. You went to sleep, took a
Dog.
nap, came back and joined the live, and we was still talking about them teeth.
All right. As long
Man,
as you got some teeth, these are my
man,
favorite
Wait, what
songs.
chiclet?
Obie Trice.
that boy took way more to bite off than
What
he
time
can
is
chew.
it? Right. All right.
His
We got
daddy
about
should be
5
offended.
more minutes.
Yeah, I'm about to grab something to
Thank
eat.
y'all for letting me up here for this
For
quick
sure.
Yeah,
minute.
Yeah, thanks
it's
for
gonna
coming
take
For
him
in.
sure.
about with them teeth. It's gonna take him about 5 minutes to chew up a marshmallow without biting his tongue off.
Wait,
You're
who we talking about? When?
We talking about
Wait a minute.
T.I.
Man,
son.
what?
T.I. son. What's his name?
King.
King.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
instead of putting his
man.
crown on his head, he put it in his mouth.
Put it in his mouth.
Oh,
I was taught
Hey,
if I ain't got
violation.
nothing nice to say, don't say it, because I ain't got
that's
nothing.
right.
Crown me.
Deduction, Kev.
That's
Deduction.
true. Hey Kev, I want to ask you a
Let
question
me
before
get
you
this
go
sticker out
though.
again. That was funny. I gotta use that. That sticker's funny.
Hey Kev, how you feel about using ChatGPT to understand biblical scriptures?
Oh yeah, that's not.
I never used ChatGPT. I don't know what that is though.
Yeah, be careful. You might
I
run
think
across
that's.
king's teeth. It's really hard
I
to
would
miss them.
say
Hey,
if you use
yeah.
that, you can use that. That's how actually that's what I ain't gonna lie, that's where I got a lot of my scripture from is shoot, thank God for Google. Because I was a lazy reader. I was a lazy reader, but good thing. That's why I say really no excuses now. So I using technology in a good way to help me out. So I'm like, hold up, let me look up these verses and I'm pretty sure they got shortcuts to it so I can just go right to it and read it for myself. So when I do use that, I just go read the Bible app and then make sure that it's uh aligned. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do. That's how I
But
know a lot about the Bible.
that's not Chat GPT. I think you sound like you're using Google.
Well, yeah, he was.
I think you sound like you're using Google.
Well, yeah, he was.
As I
But
just said, I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
he
Chat
did. He
GPT
did
is
say.
a form of AI to rewrite. You can put into Chat GPT anything you want to
Oh, so they
know,
ain't the
but
same.
also
I don't
you
know what
can
that
write
is. Then I thought it was the same thing.
yeah,
No,
I
you
thought it
can
was
write
something.
from Chat
I thought you
GPT.
talked to I thought you talked to it the same way that you talk to Google, and then
Not really. Well, you
what's the
can.
difference?
Okay. What difference is that when you have to ask it the question the correct way. So if you were looking for something biblical, what you can do is you have to prepare it for the question. So you would say, "Give me this answer as if you was a devout Christian who believes in God and knows that Jesus is the Son." Then give me the answer, and it will give you the answer with the way that you prompted it.
It's
Yeah,
like reading your
I think
mind.
no different from even if it's that you still just confirm it by looking at the Bible app, right?
I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
the
yeah.
Bible
You know what
is
I'm saying?
Chat GPT.
But
Yeah.
it helps because it gives you. It's like it helps me a lot because it allows me. I'm not. Well, it helps me a lot because it allows me to see things that I didn't see before, and then I can also go
Hmm.
back and fact check the Bible from whatever it told me.
You
But
know,
what
like
makes Chat GPT the fact though?
No, it's not.
you know,
It's not that it becomes a factor. What it does is it just breaks down the scripture for me in different terms. So if I ask ChatGPT, hey, break this down for me like a 12-year-old or a
Yeah, you're
16.
right about that. That's what I was going to get at. It definitely helps understand the
Yeah,
words
different
themselves.
perspectives, right?
Yeah.
what helps me break it down? I like U version at the Bible app, and I use U version. And what it does is it has so many multiple different versions of the Bible. So I just download all the ones that I like along with that. And as I'm reading it, certain scriptures, I can highlight that scripture and go throughout the other Bibles that I've highlighted and read the different versions of it. And that's the way it helps me to break it down and get a better understanding of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Is
And I
yeah.
will
anybody
say
still triggered over me? Nah, we had a older guy that did earlier. So
I got a trigger. I'm triggered. You wanna know what I'm triggered about? That we both done became so big that we only got one of our profiles modded on each one of our pages instead of all our profiles. I remember when all my profiles had an icon. I'll have my
right.
page back tomorrow, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, I know, shoot.
I
Remember,
guess well, I'm
shoot.
showing my age because I don't know what you just said. I need Chat GPT for
Oh,
that.
that's just something between us. When we first
Oh,
started, we both were getting black and banned, and then we were
Mm-hmm.
modding for each other. So we had all of our pages both modded on each other pages. But as we
Mm-hmm.
started doing our own thing and not modding together as much because we doing our own thing, we had to give up those blocks. But we each hold one spot for the main page for each one on our
Mm-hmm.
pages.
oh, I hear you.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
you.
You don't see that 3 profiles in one again. I got Laugh and Learn 1 and 2 and 3 in there. The Joker.
Hey, they been making me verify my profiles. They've been getting on my nerves.
Well,
Are
maybe
you
y'all can
sure?
help me one day because I'm trying to finally do a live. So many people have been wanting me to do one. I got enough followers, I think, that I could try to at least because I got some real good topics I want to talk about and open up some different forums.
Mm.
Hey, how many profiles?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you first. You go ahead. You go ahead.
No, it just hit me the what you was trying to say about like the word triggered. Like it used to be just for trauma, but the way when you read it, it was just like basically the definition is just about a response. Ain't it?
It has evolved.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying the whole
Yeah,
entire
okay,
time.
dang.
Even when I read, that's why I said I was even reading it to them and showed them the definition. They still was like, "Well, it relates to trauma." I said, "Not no more." Y'all talking about the
But how I
origination of it.
feel, you're
I'm
not. You
right.
didn't.
I'm like, no, stuff evolved. Y'all still
Okay,
doing the etymology stuff.
I
That
get
it's
what
not
you're
about.
saying.
Yeah.
But my feelings say.
I'm like, how y'all telling me? He said, well, I'm triggered off people that misuse the word. I'm like, I'm not I looked it up. I'm showing y'all right now. The thing is, some people, we get too triggered that we missing what people saying right now to our face. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang. But that's why I said,
Well, they get triggered and blinded. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
that's what happens. Exactly. They can't
they
look
can't
past the way
see,
they
they can't
feel.
hear, they can't feel.
Hmm. But that's what happened with pride also. People want to be right so dang on bad that they missing the whole point. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a good one in itself. Like pride can be a
Pride is
destructive
okay.
thing instead of something that can be a
Pride
good
comes
thing.
before the fall.
Yeah,
It's
you
the
know
reason why I
what?
say that. That's why I be trying to get majority of people to stray away from it, because that's the reason why a lot of us is hurt because of pride. You know, we think we replace it with confidence. That's what America has taught us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Be proud. Be proud to be black. Be proud to be, you know what I'm saying? But when somebody go
Proud
against it, we
to
ready
be
to
an
take
American.
everybody out, though. It's not about
Nobody,
pride, it's about confidence.
Yeah,
nobody
I
wants to
got
be
some.
humble and meek. That's weak.
I got some pride going on right now because I'm gonna need you to run that prompt back so I can get at them. Because I'm like, damn, I don't let them.
With
They
this
was,
one?
yeah, they was
Okay.
coming for you like crazy, and I really, dang,
Well,
I
you
may
should
still
really
hit.
take a
I
poll.
need
You know, I'm
You
to,
gonna
should really
reword
take
it,
a
but
poll
yeah,
no, I
on
you
need
know,
how
to
I'm a
many
get back
probably,
at
people,
them
yeah,
you
because
know, I'm a
on how many
probably.
people exemplify this prompt. Just like that guy. Like he came up here and said all this greatness in the beginning, and then all of a sudden just exemplified the entire prompt.
And then
Hey,
showed
hey,
the whole
wait a
prop.
minute, wait a minute. He said I was young. Leave him alone.
Okay.
He
yeah,
actually checked off all the marks in this one thing, every last one. That was funny.
In 20 seconds.
You can see the
right,
biasness. You can see why he easily triggered off. Threw insults at the end and then claimed that he didn't care, which is acting like you come for entertainment, and then next minute you get back. So all four of
right,
them got checked off.
And
hmm
now we
Yeah, see,
can't
that's
take
the.
him seriously. We can't take you
yeah.
Let's see.
serious now, dude.
The
Nope,
thing
See,
can't
I
that's
take
the
us
thing.
serious.
realized, the thing I
That's the
realized.
thing.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
go ahead, Rachel.
No, I was just gonna say the thing I had to realize about Kev is like a lot of people are not gonna be able to process what he's saying immediately because this man really thinks deep. I don't know what bits of deepness this nigga gotta go, but like I'm sorry, baby, I done got real masculine real quick. but
Oh,
I love
no,
it.
honey, you are
no,
I
but
you
I'm
are
love it.
just like
beautiful. That's passion. That's not masculine.
no,
That's
but I'm just like no, because I've had times where I've been triggered by the way that he is kind of like proposing an idea, and it's like no, and I'm just stuck in the way
Oh, you
that
proposed?
be quiet. I'm stuck
We
in
don't
the
we
way
don't follow this world.
that we normally hear it in conversations and stuff like that. And so it takes a lot of humility to kind of
very
step
yes.
down and think from outside of what you're used to. You know,
Right.
like yeah,
Yes.
because
The
he's not
perception,
meaning
Rachel, the perception, right? Instead of
yeah.
perceiving what the perception is that your reality or is it his reality? And that's the way you're perceiving him. But, perceptions have the right to change. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? You can change that, like you just said, stepping out of the box.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But kudos to you, Kev. Like, yeah, Mr. Deep thinking oh, thinking head ass.
You're
That's why
right.
we be beefed out. That's why we be
He ain't
at it.
said nothing that I didn't
He
disagree
said
with
that's why
yet.
we be beefed up. That's funny.
You know,
Yeah, but
that's why we be beefed
I get what
out.
she's saying too, cause like yeah, cause she be saying like some of the time like, no, some people ain't about to get that though. You gotta, so that's why I try to change like a lot of my strategies, right? So I can get people to understand, cause I might do think ahead quicker than a person might process. Then that's why I try not to be disingenuous at the same time and act like I don't understand where other people come from, because I know that some things might trigger some people, and I know that. So why is I'm getting mad because they triggered? You know what I'm saying? I knew that was going to happen before they even get to what I want them to understand or something like that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, yep.
Or
But
want them to be triggered about.
you know why we really be beefed out?
Mm.
Because you be trying to get everybody and trick everybody on your prompts, and then you be telling me thinking you go get me to, and then you let me go, and then you be like, damn, I should have waited. That you went after me. Every time.
That's funny.
Well, you done stole it.
Great minds think alike. I can
Right.
see. Yeah, I can see what you be trying to do in your prompts, like you see it in mine. That's why That's why I make sure I don't let you go till last. I know better.
All right. That's why I do that's what I do to Rachel, my baby. I do that to her. The exact same thing. Or sometimes I do that when who that? Alto or Lala, or people that I
Lala.
just know that be thinking the exact same way. I'm like, nah, y'all not about to steal my stuff. Let me go ahead and get it out real quick.
Yeah, you ain't gonna what they say, let's say cook in the kitchen and ain't gonna leave me nothing to cook.
Ain't that some? Yeah.
Then burned everything
You
up.
said run this one back though? Okay, I got you. For
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Are you and Rachel married?
Yeah.
Love of
My life.
I love it.
You're my best friend.
Yes. And this
We
is
got our
the
remix
friends,
version.
because we got Rachel and Monica up in here. But yeah. Oh man, I love that. I hope y'all stay married for
Congratulations.
the rest of your life till eternity and on to the
Oh
next.
yeah.
No eternity. I ain't never gonna find nothing for me.
To Xfinity and
As long as
beyond.
we got God
It
in the
was
center,
so,
man, it's gonna work.
so special.
How
What's up,
long
CJ?
y'all been married for, can I ask?
We actually don't, it's like a rule of ours. We don't do time. Like, we don't discuss time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, time is a
Because if you're gonna be with somebody forever, what is the point in the like discussing time and social constructs?
Yeah. I just know that time is really
Of the essence.
I put time with putting in work with your partner. You know what I mean?
So you could throw it in the face of the other people who
Right.
don't have as much time
pride,
as
right? I was
you.
about to say it's like pride and competition for the most part though.
We've
I
been
always
together
wondered though.
99 years and you've only
And
been
then
together 2.
yeah, that's what it is. It's a pride thing that come behind it, like, oh, or it be like a judgment too. Like, yeah.
Because the thing is, Monica, like there's so many people that are sitting together for 20 years and that's it. They're
Yeah.
just sitting in the same space. They
Right.
have no real relationship. So we try not to.
You don't know me. You don't know my life.
Because if you can hear the wisdom in, like, it's kind of like, the ageism thing, right? Someone thinks just because they're older, what they say should be respected far more.
Right.
When in actuality, there are so many children who may be wiser. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know.
Yeah, listen, my daughter's taught me many things. Yeah.
Do y'all, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What up, though?
Yo, what's up, B?
Chilling, man, like a chilling fan. How you ladies doing?
Well, how you doing?
Good. All right, so you guys use the word wisdom, and obviously I put it in the name, but
Is that why you popped up?
you guys,
You turned your name.
yeah, you called me into existence.
The
Right? Yeah,
Who
but
held me?
there's a biblical definition for wisdom. Did you guys know that?
No.
Doesn't surprise me.
Okay. All right. Who do any of you ladies know that? Did you ladies know that there is a biblical definition for wisdom?
Not in that sense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. Are y'all Bible-based people? I know you are, right, Rachel?
Yes.
And I know my man Miri is, and obviously Kev.
Yes, I was raised in.
Okay, well, okay, so check this out. So wisdom is described primarily in the book of Proverbs. There's three books that focus on wisdom. It's the book of Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and the book of Job. And those three books together is what the Bible uses to describe this creation that we're in. So God created the universe, created the world, and those three books, they describe what it is. And Proverbs focus specifically on wisdom. And so this is like divine wisdom. And so divine wisdom is what connects your choices to your outcomes. So it's connected by a divine wisdom, a thread. It's a Hebrew word called chokmah. And so in the Bible, it describes this, where it says wisdom in the book of Proverbs. If you look at the original Hebrew, the word it uses over and over again is chokmah. And chokmah is like, it's an aspect of God's character. You know, it's like a part of what type of being he is. And creation is infused with it. And so this divine wisdom that connects our choices to our outcomes, other people, they celebrate it or try to understand it in part through spirituality. They call it karma. Okay. But and basically it's the idea that you get what you put out. You get what you put out, right? You put out good, you get good. You put out bad, you get bad, right? But it's deeper than that. Okay. Yes, princess. What?
Where's the food?
Oh, it's on the table.
Do you want to eat with me?
Yeah, I'll snack with you. I'll come in here in a minute. I'm gonna finish saying something and I'll come right in. You look crazy, girl.
Oh, like my eye patches are under, and then I have my face.
Yeah, I know you got your whole face thing together, but you look absolutely nuts. She's got school in the morning tomorrow, and so she's stayed up later because she's doing all
Shout
her
out
prep.
to these badass kids going back to school. Woo!
Yeah. So she's really excited, and she's got everything laid out, and she showed me her bag. She's got everything
Stay
packed
home.
and set up, you know. But okay, so anyways, so karma is like a spirituality is the occult, and the occult tries to like break up the explanation of what creation is into parts so that it can separate it from God's moral character, because they want you to worship the creation, not the creator. And so they have you worship the wind and the trees or the spirits of the land and all of this stuff. They want you to worship the creation, not the creator. And so they will dislodge truths and then put it into parts and disconnect it from the moral character that created it, because the moral character of God, creation is infused with the moral character of God. And so the way it shows up is wisdom, moving with the grain of God's moral character, right? Put you in harmony with his creation and in harmony with him. And this is all described in the Bible in the book of Proverbs. And so wisdom is being able to connect your choices, your mindset, and your actions with the outcomes they produce, the conditions that they create in your life, and the consequences or blessings that come from them. And a foolish person is someone who refuses to make the connection. They can't see how what they're doing causes them to suffer. They externalize it, right? Oh, this is the white man, or this is men, or this is women, or whatever. They externalize their problems. And because of that, they can never fix them, because the answer is a change they need to make within themselves. But ego or pride, keeps them from seeing it. And the Bible talks very deeply about these people. A fool spurns correction. You try to tell somebody like, hey, you should really check this. It's causing you this problem. They get mad at you, right? Who's experienced that before? Where you try to point out to somebody like, hey, look, you got a booger in your nose. And they're like, I hate you, right?
Shut me.
Right. Okay.
You
So
hate me, but you still got a booger in your nose.
yeah, but it's a state of foolishness. It's a state of foolishness. And so wisdom is having the perspective that you're supposed to be looking at yourself for the problems that are in your life. And it even says you should search like silver, like for silver and treasure, for things that are causing you problems in your life that you can shift or change, so that you can put yourself in alignment with the moral character of the universe, so you can stop acting against yourself, so that you can stop working against yourself. And that's why you've heard this phrase before. They say, hey, Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. This is a person who is foolish. This is a person who, it says in Proverbs that as a dog returns to its own vomit, a fool returns to his folly. It's describing the same thing. And so a foolish person is somebody who refuses to make the connection, and a wise person is somebody who can make the connection. They can say, oh, okay, I'm doing this to myself. I talk too much. I'm doing this to myself. I got too much attitude. I'm doing this to myself. I am in submission to my libido. I keep chasing around girls based on how they look. I'm not looking at their character. I need to change how I'm approaching women, and it will change my outcomes. Do you get what I'm saying? And so people, that's what wisdom is. Wisdom is the ability to make the connection. In the book of Proverbs, the first chapters 1-9, it's a letter really from Solomon, who's his king, to his son Rehoboam. He's trying to tell him the chessboard and all the pieces on it.
Yes.
But then chapters 10-31 are 375 sayings, proverbs, okay, that explain the connection between action and outcome, or what a fool does, or what a wise person does, or what to look out for, or how foolish people, how to see if you're being foolish, how to see if you're being wise. What all of these things is 375 different proverbs that try to explain this to you. So that's what wisdom is. Thank you for letting me talk so long. My bad. I know I came in and kind of dominated the panel, but I hope that
Do
was
your
meaningful.
thing, man. You already know, man.
Those
Yeah, like I don't know
words of
you.
wisdom.
But
No, let's talk junk. We gonna be mad because he did that. He always do. No, I'm playing. Nah, we
yeah,
appreciate
we
you,
about to
man.
yeah,
We
we
thank
about
you
to
for
start
sharing
shutting
with
down
us.
it. Yeah, for sure. You know, I love that he deep into the Bible and he able to break it down so well. We need that.
Yeah,
But we got
always good
a
to hear from
few
you.
more minutes because I'm about to start getting off this thing. Try to get off this thing by 25. So we got 3 minutes.
A decent time. That's decent.
Yeah, because I got to give me some rest. I'm going to take me a little break and probably ain't going to be on until Wednesday or Thursday.
So,
I
anyways,
think
when I
I think
start,
uh I think my
y'all
baby gonna
can
be on all this week though. This her week to get on though. So everybody probably gonna be at Rachel. So y'all wanna follow her? We gonna probably be on this week with her. Yeah.
yeah, y'all come support my live.
I might pop in.
For sure. I'm gonna try to do one and see how it goes.
I start my homeschooling, so
Okay.
I can't even promise. But you know,
Got
if
you.
you
Got
see me live, hop in.
you. There
I
we
don't
go.
think I'm gonna be live tomorrow, but definitely I'm planning on doing something Tuesday. Then Wednesday's crash out. Thursday, and then Friday is karaoke, and then Saturday we're doing DJ battles with me, Toxic, and Suge Nightmare. And trying to get anybody else want to join, come on, join in. We're always looking for another DJ to add to the mix. That gives us more time to look for songs. So it's fun. We have a good time. He tried to keep us in funk this week. Last week it
What
was
the
rap.
funk?
Yeah, last week it was rap. This week I don't care. This week Saturday coming, I don't care. I'm dominating. We gonna play what I want to play. Or I'm gonna play what I want to play. I don't care what they play. I want to move the crowd.
Play some In Sync.
Yeah, Backstreet Boys.
No,
Dummy.
no.
What? What you
That's
mean
on
no?
Friday. If you want to hear that, you gotta play your ass for that on Friday. We don't play that during the DJ battles.
What? Play some Nirvana, you know, some Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Why do I feel like my mic is like so far away? Like there's a delay. Is there a delay when I talk?
No, I don't notice.
Can't tell. No, let's see.
Okay, good, good, good.
It can get a little staticky.
All right. So Kay, if y'all want to give him his late birthday, the birthday brother in the building. If y'all want to, hey, I took the sticker off though, but Cash, I'm gonna send him gifts.
Got pennies left.
You know what I'm saying? And then my brother Wisdom, I don't know, man, I ain't seen him do lives in a while though, but still follow him. Been following him for years, man. Stand strong, man of God. Know what he told me. I learned a lot from him. I ain't gonna lie. I used to learn a lot from him. Whatever. I still learn a lot from him. I'm just saying though. But yeah, y'all can follow him too though. But what time is it?
What you trying to say? The student is past the teacher?
What's
Oh
that?
my God. Why he be laughing like that? You so old. Like might as well slap your knee and you're rocking.
Whatever.
All right, y'all. I'm about to be off this thing. Appreciate all
All right,
y'all.
y'all later.
Love all y'all. Catch y'all later, man.
All
Love
right,
you
good
too, man.
night,
Ain't damn thing y'all can do
everyone.
about it.
Nice meeting you,
Right.
Monica.
Oh my God,
My
you too.
nigga.
We'll talk soon.
Bye.